Hello everyone, and welcome back to Laurence Plays Factorio Fun Mode. Let's find out what nonsense is going to happen this time, and spend a few minutes also trying to remember what on earth was going on last time as well. So it looks like last time I set up a nuclear system. So we've got uranium ore being dug up here, and then I started processing it over here, which entertainingly enough, why are these in the wrong place? Did I have two? Maybe I had two of these before. Yes, I must have had two of these before. Oh yes, I borrowed one for over there where I needed it. Yeah, so I set this up to make the uranium 235 and 238 as you do, and then I realised that the numbers were the opposite way round. So you're going to get loads and loads of 235 and almost no 238. Fine. And then I discovered that basically all the things that use uranium just do it straight from uranium ore. So we're making these radioactive fish over here that we can then chuck into our nuclear reactor, and this should keep us powered. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. And so now I've started to generate a bit of power from my nuclear plant over here, which is, well, producing about half the power, slightly more than half the power in fact. I've still got my 11 solid steam machines chugging away further south, just to keep a bit more of it coming in. Maybe I should be using more nuclear than solid steam, but to be honest, this is probably fine. I'm not too worried about pollution because the biters seem to be fairly easy to push back in this version with this particular mod, so things are just generally going okay. Oh yes, we also discovered the joy of the nuclear cliff explosive, so that was fun. And I decided I didn't really want to use any more of those until I've got bots, because either you blow yourself up every single time you deploy it, or you lose a bot every time you deploy it, because yes, that is a nuclear explosion, and there isn't time to get out to the minimum safe distance. Right, oh yeah, we can show the troll count as well, can't we, because we're now playing fun mode. Unfortunately, I have a small confession to make. I updated my operating system yesterday, which went very, very smoothly, except, unfortunately, it now means I'm using a slightly weird version of OBS, because the one that's in the standard repos there's something wrong with it, and it doesn't support browser overlay things, which is why there's no chat and there's no and there's a couple of other things missing, but basically it's the chat that you're going to notice missing, and that's why there was no countdown timer at the start. Hello Mitchell, good to have you here. Welcome. So my top priority for this stream, I think, is going to be making a lot more green circuits, because this is pathetic. And in order to make more green circuits, I'm going to need a lot more copper. So my plan is to come over here where there is iron and copper in close proximity and start producing green circuits en masse, and then dump them in here onto this belt rather than making them here. And then this copper can flow on down, and maybe it'll be enough to do all of the other things that need copper down here, like making green circuits for red circuits, or more likely actually I'll cut that off and just have this feed off the main belt and start and get a decent quantity of green circuits coming in that way. So that's going to need drills, it's going to need a lot of belts, it's going to need a load of electric furnaces, which I've now developed, I think. Although I haven't built any yet, so they're probably going to troll me somehow. Did I get electric furnaces? No, maybe I didn't. Maybe that was on my list of things I wanted to research. Advanced material processing, here we go. So I need to make boilers in order to get electric furnaces. Okay, I think I'll try and get electric furnaces, even if they're bound to do something rather ridiculous. And get that, so that means I need to get a supply of boilers made and feed them into the science area. So yes, last time one of the things I did was start feeding in some of the weirder science packs that are required by this game, including burner inserters, repair packs, and research labs. So I now need to add boilers onto this list as well. Is there a convenient place to do that? Probably. What goes into a boiler? It's going to be stone, isn't it? Stone and pipe. Okay. That's not too unreasonable. I could probably do it in this gap here. That's sciencey stuff is happening over here, and we've got iron here and we've got stone here. Yeah, let's do that. Right. So that's plan number one for the stream, I think. Hello, regular. Welcome. Good to have you here. So we have also got some of the nuclear fish coming down this way if we ever make any of them, being passed down. I can't remember what the nuclear fish were needed for, but I do remember that we needed them down here, so I ran a mark belt down. I've not braved the idea of trains yet, because I'm pretty sure something silly is going to happen. Oh, that was just for upgrading fish. Okay, that's not so bad then. I think I can't reach that from here. Let's just carry on. Stick with plan A, Laurence. Stick with plan A. Yeah, the electric furnace is certainly a bit more normal. It's not a stack like the stone and the grill ones. So it's got that going for it at least. Oh yeah, it's over here. So I was going to put it in because there's a convenient gap. And so we're going to bring in iron to make pipes, and then we're going to make boilers. And that takes 4 pipes and takes half a second to build. That takes... Wow. Okay, so I'm going to need 4... I'm going to need 4 machines making pipes for every 1 making boilers. Fine. That is a thing we can do. And I think 1 machine making boilers is probably going to be sufficient. This is a ridiculous recipe, but why not? Sure, let's go with that. So bring iron in along here. In fact, if I bring iron in on this side, like this, then I can put the pipes out onto the same belt, feed them up there. No, wait, that's silly. If I bring iron in there and then stone in there, here, then I can put both of those on the same belt up here, like this, and then I'll have, and then I can just have the furnaces coming out, the boilers, sorry, coming out here. Right, simple enough. Is there room around here to do all of the things I need to do? So put that there. No, of course there isn't. Is this doing anything? No, this isn't doing anything, so let's get rid of this. Oops. Let's try and learn to use the mouse. It's only been... I don't know. I don't want to think about how many years I've been using a mouse for. That would just depress me. Still going to be problematic. All right. What we'll do is put that there anyway. That and then that, and then I'll use one of my red belts to go under here because it's going to be long enough. And then I can feed that in there. Then we need the stone from down here, so that's going to be. Bring this out at the bottom because I'm sort of lazy. Is this being lazy? I am not sure. It comes down to there, and then we go up from here like that. There's my stone. Then up here, we're going to be feeding in, and then out, like so. And of course, everything's going to require power because that's how everything works. Like so. Then this belt comes out through here. Where does that go? Okay, that's sort of convenient. It goes off to do very vaguely science-related things. So let's remove a chunk of that just so we don't get anything unexpected happening in sooner than we want it to. And then I can put that in there, feed that through that. Okay, this needs rotated. That needs to be, it all needs to be rotated. That's easy enough. Much easier than in Foundry where you have to rotate every. Well, you have to pull up every piece of belt that you want to rotate rather than just being able to come in and stop it. Oh. Some have gone permanent. All right, fine. Be like that. See if I care. So we're going to want to bring this down here. Like that. I am... Ah! No! I got attacked by Cheeseman. What even is that? I saw it appear and what? Okay, I'm curious as to what triggered that, because it must have just been time or something. It did pick up damage fairly quickly, so I might be able to deal with him. My concern is that I'm not going to have the weaponry to do so. How do you make a submachine gun? Not like this. I need copper, don't I? I need copper for a submachine gun. This is going to get a little repetitive, but I think I can kill him with 2 more respawns. Oh dear. Hello, Board Easy. Yeah, things are Not sure about this as a gameplay mechanic because I am now just stuck in a... He's spawn camping, basically. He needs to get lost. Yeah, okay, he's relatively easy to kill. Oh, okay, he's going away a bit. That might give me time to put enough damage down. Yeah, okay. There we go. This isn't the last you've seen of Cheeseman. Okay, well, at least next time I'll know to attack Cheeseman immediately. So I've got that. That'll be slightly less bad. Supposed to circle. I mean, he entered the spawn area, I suppose, because he was sort of following me. I'm not sure. And I was, yeah, well, he was approaching me while I was in the spawn area. Can we get the corpse off the belts, please? There we go. Still, no, some harm, but I'll let you off. I won't call it a foul. Merely a troll. That goes from there to there to there to there. Right, there we go. That's the boilers. That requires explosives. Fine. I don't care. I don't care about that at the moment. I care about that one. Do that first. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the Angel Bobs series, Board Easy. Did you watch the first 10 episodes compressed down into a single video? Because I remember doing that because it felt like it was going a bit slowly, I think. But yeah, I decided it'd be nice to do it. Yeah, I was even doing summaries of my summaries back then. So yes, the first 10 videos were. I then decided to condense down. So yeah, that was actually how I discovered my current style of doing videos. Am I still out of underground? No, I'm not out of underground belts. Why are these not getting placed? Oh, because I've got the wrong armor on. Yes, it's how I started doing my current style of videos, because I was making them basically by recording all of my gameplay and then doing a bit of editing on it to try and turn them into sort of slightly tighter videos. And I got some distance in and decided it was absolutely soul destroying doing the edits like that, especially as back then they were only getting probably single-figure views, at least in the time, as I was releasing them. It was approximately no views anyway. And so I got to the point where I was avoiding playing the game because I didn't want to have more and more and more footage piling up that I just couldn't bear to do anything with. And I got to the point where I just decided I was going to make a summary video about everything that had gone on in all of the footage that I was sort of skipping, and then carry on from there. And then decided that actually that summary video was quite a good way to do these things, and I've been doing them basically like that ever since. So yeah, that's how I got started with this sort of the style of the summary videos that I've ever since been doing. Right, boilers are boiling. Science has scienced. Nice. Right, let's have a look at this electronic furnace and see if it's as awful as we may be concerned about. Right, so it takes funny things to make it, but that's okay. We've got those. It's 5 seconds to make it. Speed 2, pollution, lots 2. Looks pretty normal, to be honest. Right, let's go over and start making them, and then find out whether they're still weird. Did Mr. Cheese drop something? I think it was just a corpse, or a sort of a wreckage, if you will. But yeah, it's worth checking that out, just in case it's a sort of a... It's worth checking that out just in case it's some sort of wonderful pickup that I can then do something useful with. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it there. And I think that's just a sort of a bot wreckage type thing. Yeah, it's not a pickup. That's now just a corpse. Oh, I see. Cheeseman is a giant bot that has betrayed me. Or a bot that betrayed me and therefore grew extremely large, but only like a balloon because I was unable to pop him with lots and lots of bullets. I see. Right. Well, yeah. We will. It says we've not seen the last of Cheeseman, so I guess I'll have to do something about him again. My weaponry is full of pistols. Let's not do that. Let's do that and that and that. Oh, yay. Another 10% of the things I've built are now permanent. Woo! Just what I wanted. I'm not bitter, really, I promise. Right. I have not heard of Mobile Factory. No, I know nothing about Mobile Factory. You'll have to educate me. Hose restrictors, micro grips, and flat-headed box gizmos. Well, here's the flat-headed box gizmo, so I have to do it down here somewhere. don't know what's going on in here, but it doesn't have most of the stuff I need. It's got the flat-headed box gizmo, but it doesn't have the hose restrictors or the other things. So I'm going to have to carry on further down here, which is a little bit worrying, given this cliff down here. I've run out of nuclear cliff explosives, so we'll just deal with these cliffs, I guess. They're not that big. Okay, Mitchell. Well, thanks for dropping in briefly, and yeah, see you on Monday then. Right. One of these to make... Put that way around, just in case there's lots of things. And I want you to make electric furnaces. That's that bunny. And so for that, we need all kinds of weird and wonderful things like this. So over here, we're going to have 2 belts of inputs like this. I'll put that down a bit too. No, maybe that's all right. Maybe this is about where I'm putting things. So that's there. So we're going to have that there, and then that there. Right, there we go. I can fit many things in now. This is coming from a long way away, so let's shove this in all the way over on the opposite side of the thingamawhatsit. Going through there like that, and then bippity boppity blap. Boop, like that. That's my... I forget what they were called, but my those things anyway. Then I'd crawl back up here until I find the hose restrictors and the other gizmo-y gadgety thing, which I've also forgotten the name of. That's a fish. I'm surprised they're not coming down any further than this, but okay. All right, here we go. Here's the other. I can't even remember what these things are called, but here are these anyway. So I'll bring them down. La 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 la. Bus 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 bus. Yep, goes under that. Run faster. Slowpoke. There we go. There's a belt. There's a belt to run on. Bring this down here. This is quite a long way across. We'll bring this one in the first slot, just because that seems like a good idea. So that goes there, there to there, la 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 la, like that. So that's the gizmosic widget things. I now need the hose restrictor micators, which I assume are going to be up there, well up there as well, because I don't see them on the belts down here. So that probably means I just haven't brought them down yet. Oh wait, what were those? Those were the hose restrictors. Okay, there's one other Wismo-y gadget. Wismo-y gadgets? Yeah, something like that. That I need to also... It's these things. No, those are already... Oh, no, I missed what's named. It's this one is actually the hose restrictor. So go underneath there. Turn the corner here. And then go downwards, and let's find a belt to run on. Run. Bring us down here, and this is the final ingredient for the electric furnaces. Okay, it's a pipe, fine. The pipes have a mind of their own because they don't fit the same sort of undergroundiness of everything else. So sometimes they have to sort of break the bus a little bit. But that's okay, we can cope with that. As long as there aren't too many things doing that. And at least the pipes are sort of a little bit spread out and not too solid. Hey, I've made 1 million green circuits. Nice. Right, you're going to need power. You're also going to need those and those. And we're going to want you to dump them out. And we're going to put them in a box because where else would we put them? So you get a box. You also get a pylon. And then you get a pylon. And here we go. Well, I say here we go. When these things arrive, then we will here we go. Yes, I was quite quick about the cheese troll. Yeah, the place things becoming permanent is interesting. So we've actually been considering trying a game where we do that deliberately for absolutely everything once it's run, or for all buildings once they've run they become permanent, because we think it might produce some quite nice spaghetti. This one is a sort of a somewhere in between where it happens occasionally to some things. And you get, yeah, so you just get a few things that are then immovable, and they're completely random, and you don't realise until you go and try and move them that they can't be. Okay, it's also getting a bit dark. I'm going to turn the lights on. Here we go. All right. Hey, so we're now making electric furnaces. I'm going to need a large quantity of these. So, do I still have my car? Yes. So I'm going to start driving around now because I've got bored of running, and I should have remembered this earlier in the stream. I didn't, but I should have done. Do I have any fuel? Yes, I do. Right, so I'm going to go and get some electric mining drills. I've probably got some long pylons. Yes, I have. And I'm going to go and set up the mining drills, and I'll come back to get the furnaces later. So I think I'm making electric mining drills. You know what? Let's not drive into the pipes. Let's be sensible about this. Let's go into the map, and I will search for drill. They're being made way over there. Okay, miles away. Fine, good. That is roughly where I was expecting them to be. I say roughly because I didn't know exactly where they were, but yeah, somewhere over there because I've been using them for quite a long time now. So that implies they'll be quite early on the bus. So over here, there we go, up this stack. I'll just park the car here because that's not on a belt, and then come up here and just grab those like this. Yoink. How much belt do I have? I have 32 pieces of belt. That is not enough belt. Just going to get some more belt because I didn't think of that at the time. In theory, driving down the bus should be pretty safe. In practice, there's always a chance of unexpected nonsense like pipes in the middle of it or something like that. But in theory, or pylons. But in theory, driving along it should be safe. So I'm going to carry on doing that. Hello, Quagor. Welcome. Oh yeah, research is stalled. It's waiting for explosives, I think, to be sent in there. So let's get rid of that one. Let's do purple slurps. Personal battery, sure. Yellow slurps, why not? Can do that one. Greel productivity. Ooh, that's rather nice. Let's have that one, and let's prioritise that, because Greel is slow and expensive. Most of this is useless at the moment. I haven't really been using modules. Worker robots. Ooh, artillery. I need explosives. Let's get that one. And refined solid fuel. Sure, I don't know what makes it refined, but we'll get some anyway. We'll probably need it at some point. I can do an instability to unlock all the things that fix themselves. Let's not regenerate enemy bases. That sounds like something that's just waiting for me to click on it by mistake. A fifth widget. Hurrah! We'll leave that. Yes, I'm afraid the chat display is broken. It's because I did an OS upgrade, and that meant it upgraded OBS. No, yes, I did an operating system upgrade. It upgraded OBS to the version that's in the repositories. Unfortunately, for some reason, the version in the Ubuntu repositories has been broken for quite a long time. And despite me doing a sort of an upgrade from a version, I think possibly from 2 years ago, because I think that's how often the long-term support editions come out, it still hasn't been fixed. So I need to grab the correct version of OBS from somewhere else. I did try installing the Flatpak version in the 5 minutes between me, in the 10 minutes between me getting home and the stream starting. But unfortunately, that one keeps its settings in a different place, so I didn't have any settings. So I had to sort of go back to the one that comes with the OS, which doesn't come with browser sources at the moment. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Basically, I'm using the wrong version of OBS due to OS upgrades, and so there's no browser sources. So there was no countdown timer at the start of the stream either, and yeah, it's frustrating. But what can you do? I'll have it fixed for Monday. Don't worry. 'Cause now that I know the issue is happening, I can fix it. I've done it before. It's a problem I've seen a number of times before. It's just annoying that it keeps happening. Oh, is it waiting on purple science? No, it's explosives, red, blue. Oh, yellow science. Yes, it's waiting on yellow. Yeah, okay. No, not that one. These ones. Right, I'm going to run them horizontally because of the sort of size and shape of the patch. Not sure why I'm placing everything manually. We'll sort that out in a minute. I'll copy and paste this in a minute is what I actually meant. And then we want a belt running up the middle. La, la, la. This is probably going to be more than one belt's worth, but I'm okay with that. I don't really care. I don't mind exactly how fast it runs, as long as it produces the metals that I want. Right, copy that. Paste it there. Bots, do your thing. Yeah, I did enjoy Angel Bobs actually. It was good fun. It was, I think at the time I knew a lot less about Factorio than I do now. So there were probably a lot of bad decisions I made while I was playing it, but it was good fun, and I probably learned a lot, and yeah, built a lot of spaghetti, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Would recommend. Right, there we go. There is a mine. I intend to, my plan is to basically have. Actually, what is it for green circuits? Green. Green circuits are in green because, of course, they are. 1 iron plate, 1.5 copper plates. Okay, so I'll bring in a red belt of iron and a red belt of copper, and I'll turn. It won't be quite balanced, but I'll turn them all into green into green circuits and go from there. That'll be a red belt's worth of green circuits. That should be pretty good. So I need to now put in the same thing down here on. I'm going to go for the bigger copper patch. Right, and I'm going to be ready with my machine gun, because when I pull up that patch of those rocks, we're going to get some distractions. Like that. And like that. Fortunately, I know about these guys now, so they're not going to get me. Yay, it just reaches. Awesome. I am going to run out of medium pylons, though, which is slightly annoying. Right, that's a start. Let's have some more. Please, sir, can I have some more? Obligatory more. Never before has an engineer wanted more. Right, and there we go. Oh, there we kind of go. It's true, the fun mode author will almost certainly have done weird things to absolutely everything that I'm going to encounter. That is how this game goes. Come on, stop messing about. Why has something under there not been picked up? There we go. Yes, the fun mode author is almost certainly going to. Oh, I've run out of wood in my armor. That's why it stopped putting things down. Have some of that. There we go. Yeah, the updates, and there's been quite a lot of updates and things being found. I think there's been a lot of talk of people using AI tools to find bugs in software, which is partly good because it means bugs are being found and therefore being fixed, but also partly bad because a lot of because there's a lot of people getting a lot of unhelpful updates about things that aren't necessarily bugs but have been generated by the AI, and they're just sort of overwhelming the developers a little bit. So it's partly good, partly bad, but there's been quite a lot of that going on. That might be what you're referring to. But however, the OBS thing, it's not so much a bug as the version in the Ubuntu repos not supporting the browser thing for some reason. So you need a version that has that built into it. I don't know why it's like that. I don't think I needed those, but I have them anyway. I don't know why it's like that, why it doesn't support it, but that appears to be the problem. And it also appears to be a problem. They either consider it to be, I don't know. Sometimes you get things like Debian, for example, will not put anything that's sort of borderline closed source into their main builds. So if you want to then go in and have things like the NVIDIA graphics drivers, you have to go in and install them yourself. Well, pipe. Whereas Okay, I'm going to have to turn the bots on to... no, wait, the bots are already on. I'm going to have to build some more repair packs to sort these things out. So it could be something like that, where a thing isn't being added in because it's not properly open source, or it could be, I don't know. I don't know. There is clearly some reason why the Ubuntu version of OBS is missing that vital piece of functionality, and you need to install an alternative one, and I'm not sure what it is. However, I do know that it's easy enough to find and install the alternative version because I've done it before. I just didn't realise it was going to have switched back over to the one from the repository. So yeah, I just need to fix it basically. Research quick vroom. There's a car upgrade, is there? That would be quite nice. Although to be honest, given I'm given that I'm trying to read chat whilst driving, it's probably a good thing I don't have that because I'd have even more accidents. Right, here we go. Put all the pylons down. One goes in there, and in there, and there, and boom! All the drills work. Nice. Other type of flag? I don't remember saying anything about flags, but that might just be my memory. Oh, I haven't put in any limitation on how fast we're going to make, on how many of these we're going to make. I need to go and limit the chests. Right, so we're going to have a red belt of copper ore coming in here, like that. And then these are going to take in, I don't know, I don't actually know how much these take, which is frustrating. Because I don't know, well, I mean, I know that there's 30 items a second on red belts. Let's chuck some copper in there and find out copper ore in there and find out how long it takes to cook it. 0.62 per second. I'm going to calculator for that. So we've got 30 items per second, and it uses 0.62 items per second. So 30 divided by 0.62 is 48 furnaces. Crikey. That's a lot of furnaces. Okay. To be fair, I have brought that many. Let's go with 24 for now. So we've got, I'm going to need to power these as well. So if I have that, oh, and we're going to need to unload them as well. That'd be useful, wouldn't it? So put those in there like that. And then a red belt along the bottom there. And then I can copy this. And go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Copy all of it and flip it vertically and put it in there. And that's my 24. So that's half of them. And I think that's a reasonable starting point. So that will be a yellow belt's worth. But, you know, I'd rather chuck an excessive amount in than... I want to start small and then I'll come back and upgrade it later. So I'll leave plenty of space for an additional 12. Come on, bots. Bot faster. So that's those are the outputs. In fact, you know what? If I bring this belt, the output belts back the other way, like this, and this, then it'll make it easier to upgrade it. I won't have to worry about exactly where I put everything. So bring the output belts over here like this. This one then comes down here like so, joins onto there. That carries on downwards. I can have the iron smelting in up here, I suppose. There's no reason not to. And then that'll be another belt that comes down here. And then I can put in my green circuit production. Now, it occurs to me that these assemblers are significantly faster. The crafting speed of 3 versus the crafting speed of half. So they are 6 times faster, but they require me to put down concrete as well. And I don't know how much concrete I've got at the moment. So, no, we need to be out of map mode for that. I've got... No, that's bricks. I've got no concrete at the moment. We're making it though and bringing it over. So there is a lot of concrete available. Is it worth using concrete so I only have to have a 1/6 as many machines? Probably. Because I'm going to want quite a lot of green circuits to be produced. And over here we are at the moment taking in... No, it's this side that matters, isn't it? We're taking in 1 copper per second. So we need to have 30 of these machines. Or I could have 6 of them. 6 of them if I make them blue. That's really going to rip through the copper quickly. That's amazing. Okay, let's go and get some... let's go and get... Actually, no, let's not. Let's paste... Let's copy this again, because I'm going to want an iron smeltery as well. Put you in. I'm going to leave enough room for an additional copper one in here for when I inevitably need it later. So we'll put the iron one in up here. I think that's in line. It's kind of hard to tell, but it'll do. And then we'll bring this belt up here. Feed those two in like that. Okay, I'm going to get out of the car and get this built. Then I'm going to need to bring power over to here, like, okay, we'll just do it like this, I suppose. Boink, and boink. That'll power everything up, once it's all built, of course. Then I can bring the iron supply over from wherever, on a red belt that will come in here. And I've run out of red belts. Okay, we're going to get some more of that. Oh, let's use up as much of the stuff in my pockets as I can first. Then we'll go back, get a load more red belts. And, what's the other thing I needed? I'm sure there's something else. Oh, concrete. Yes, that was it. Oh, I didn't put pylons down the outside. And I've got a lot more in the middle than I actually need. Let's remove some of these. There we go. And then there, and there, and there. Oh. Who's that one? That one, and that one. It's annoying when you spot a mistake just after you've copied something, because then you have to go through and... I suppose actually I don't have to go through and do the whole thing again, because I can just copy it all, and then drop this in on top of here. Like that. I still need to remove the spare pylons up the middle of here. But the rest of them will get placed all automatically by the bots, which is very handy. There we go. Alright, everything is now plugged in. So, concrete. Tier 2... No, I've got yeah, more Tier 2 assemblers. And more red belt. Concrete assemblers, red belt. Let's go. I see there's some chat, but I'm trying to concentrate on my driving, which I think is... Oh, I took up at a pylon. I don't think we actually need that pylon, so I'm going to remove those. Oh, that one can't be removed. Fine, whatever. So, red belts are here. More. 99 is not very many of those. I think it's time to not get caught on a belt. I think it's time to increase the number that we're building over here to, say... 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. That seems like a much better number to have. Then I wanted the tier 2 assemblers. I don't know where those are. There they are. From there. And I also want a quantity of concrete, which is coming in on a belt just over here. And I'm going to run over there because there's a lot of pipes in the way. I don't think I'm putting this into... That is concrete. Yes, that is concrete. I don't think I'm putting this in a box anywhere, so this is probably the best way to get it. And num 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 num. Yeah, there was another. Yeah, you're right. There was another bug that allowed you to get root from a command prompt, but you need to have an account on the computer, but you could get root relatively easily from that. So that doesn't particularly affect me because my computer is a single user one. So I'm okay. I'm safe from that one, although it is a surprisingly vulnerable bug as they go. So yeah, hopefully I'm sure it'll get fixed soon though. I'm sure it has been fixed already. In fact, I know it's been fixed already. I saw the story about it. Whoop. Around that. I don't have sides of the road. I just drive wherever I want. It's my factory. I'll drive wherever I want to. It's my factory and I'll drive where I want to. Right, while they're doing that, I can do a little bit of... I don't have any red splitters. Grr. Oh, and I suppose I could feed a red belt in here. Which way is that pointing? It's pointing the right way. I could bring it over to here and then have 2 yellow belts feeding onto either side of it. 1 yellow belt feeding onto either side, like that and like that. That is, as long as we have the throughput on the... that is going to give me a solid red belt of copper ore coming in, so I guess that'll do. Like that. There we go. See? Full red belt. Don't get to use this bit though, at least not yet. That's the wrong way. Try it again. There we go. Right, okay. So I've managed to build all the stuff I spec'd out. So that is indeed a start. I just need an enormous quantity of more red belt to bring the iron ore down here. Maybe I should use yellow belts. 2 yellow belts instead of 1 red belt. Okay, so this is going to come in over here, and we're going to put down some of these, like this, and we need 3 of those to make the cable. Like that. And then we need to feed them into 2 of these to make the green circuits, which are under green, because of course they are. There we go, green circuits. And then all of the inserters. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Will it? Yes, it will. Nice. So I'm going to put that there and that there. Oh, and then another one there, because then we can feed those out onto a belt down here. And these are going to make 6 per second. That's really good. Right now. Normally I have a mod that stops that, prevents that from stopping, or allows that to keep building when you run out of stuff. How many of these? I think I only want 2 of these for a red belt of input. So I need that, and then here will be my. It's going to be it's not going to quite be a red belt of output because it's going to be 2/3 of a red belt of output. So that's pretty good. Still pretty good. So bring this in around like this so we can get it onto the other side. So we will have a semi-full belt coming along from here. Yeah, chat is very distracting. Don't chat and drive, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. It is very dangerous. Things will go horribly wrong. Although I suppose if you've got repair bots, then maybe it's okay, because I can fix all the things I drive into when I come back to them like that. Alternatively, just make sure you've gone through and removed all of the bits and pieces that are in the way down your bus as you're for driving through. Right, I would like to have more of those. 181. That's pathetic. I need more than 181. This is going to be a rather slow process at this rate, I suspect. How many of these have we got? Let's take them anyway. Okay, lots of transport belt 1s. Oh, I need splitters. Need splitters. Oh, my inventory's full. What is my inventory full? Oh, there's a lot of iron in my inventory. Okay, we'll get rid of some of that. A lot of iron ore. Some uranium. A lot of pistols. I need to find one? I need to find one of my chests of shame and unload into it. There's a lot of stuff here that I don't actually have any real use for. Got some fish 2 and some fish 3. Tasty. I've got a gear. Let's put that in there because that's somewhere for that to go. Now I do at least have enough space in my inventory to grab those. Nope, backwards. Okay, well, we've got a little bit of stuff. That's enough to get started with, I suppose. And I might be able to at least temporarily... Oh, there's a pylon there. I might be able to at least temporarily use yellow belts for the longer runs. Yeah, 500 belts doesn't feel like an excessive number of belts to pick up, to be honest. I'm sort of okay with picking up belts by the 500. Right, over here, we are going to use yellow belts because that is what we have. So I'm going to do that and that and... I can't remember how to do a 3 to 2, but this will do. I don't really care about the ratios too. I don't care about making it even too much. As long as I get a nice steady supply of iron out, that's probably going to be all right. Right, let's try and point the vehicle in a straight line. There we go. Starts off with one belt, whoop, and yeah, down to here where the pylons are. Oh, come on, drive properly. Driving is difficult. Yeah. Actually, I suppose yeah. At least with belts, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going straight through the middle of a coal patch. Never mind. Yeah, at least with belts, it's a lot easier to go in a straight line than it is with, say, pylons. And here's the other copper patch. Oh, whatever. We'll divert the belt around it later when it becomes a problem. I'm doing really badly at driving today. This is not like me. Normally I'm an excellent driver, I promise. Not in Factorio necessarily, but I don't do too badly in real life. I don't tend to hit things very often. I can't remember which side the other end of this belt is, the other piece of belt is supposed to be on. Let's check on the map. It is, okay, the lower side. So I want to put in a red splitter here. Hey, the red belt flows forward. It's only the yellow belt that flows backwards. That's interesting. My driving usually goes reasonably well. Actually, using the yellow belts for now is fair enough because I haven't actually put down enough furnaces to use a solid red belt of input yet. That's the limiting factor for this system. But I'll be putting down some more furnaces. Basically, once I've got the proof of concept and the basic version working, then I can do some upgrading and start actually processing the full quantity of ore and get a lot more through. It's the top-down view which I should be used to from playing the Micro Machines game and the original GTA, but the thing I'm struggling with is remembering my instincts on whether to push left or right to steer when the car's pointing downwards appear not to be correct for some reason. And I don't know why not, because that is something I should be more than capable of. Alright, here we go. Get some belts down here. Need another pylon in the middle of there to bring power down, and we need one in the middle of that as well to power the second set. Right, so that was just a completely random you were being attacked noise. It might have coincided with research finishing, but I don't think it did. I could learn to make pistols, but I don't have the tech for that. Cat. Oh, a cat to protect me from Cheeseman. That sounds useful. I don't have the explosives on in my science labs yet for that. Something broke somewhere. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll just have to keep an eye out for that, won't we? I thought I did the tech that told me where that happened when it happened. Oh. I've not done the input. But that's okay. We can run that down there and across there. And then put in the long inserters. Like this and this and this and this. I forgot you need to put the iron in order to get these to work. But this should be... And what's the rate? We're taking in 6 per second. I don't know if a long inserter is going to be enough for that. I guess we'll find out. No, a long inserter is not enough for that. Okay, what do I do about this? So, I don't have long enough undergrounds to go under all of that, I don't think. Certainly not with inserters in there as well. But It might be alright anyway. I don't know. That's cool. Right. This needs to be extended. Let's take this back to the factory. That isn't the button I meant to press. I keep pressing shift to try and run when I'm running across building things. And so of course that just turns the build instruction into build ghosts, which is not what I'm intending to do. Okay, this is still going to be more green circuits than I'm getting from production at the moment. So let's feed this straight into the back end of the factory. Here is green circuit production. So we can put it in here. There's a convenient splitter there. Makes that really easy. And there's a bit of a gap here where I can bring a belt through. And there's a gap here I can bring a belt through. Run this over here. And over here. And there we go. There is a, well, it's a, it is basically going to be a solid yellow belt of green circuits, I think, at least for a little while. Maybe for good? I don't know, we'll see. But that is much, much better. That's going to take all of the demand off the iron, off the copper up here. So if I come through here, if I leave that in place, but put a priority, an input priority of left for this, then we should stop using the green circuits from here. We should just take them in from here, and that should be enough to keep the system running nicely. We'll see how it goes, but that should stop this then taking in any copper, and then hopefully there'll be enough copper downstream, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, I did count Cheeseman as a troll. There is a sort of driving-related troll. Until you get the until you do the extra driver training, your car will randomly wibble a little bit every so often and just adjust the angle it's driving at. That happened quite a long time ago. Oh, and there's the fact that you need a driving license in your inventory to be able to drive at all. That's quite mean. Especially as in the real world, you don't actually have to have your driving license with you when you're driving. You just have to have one. And yes, when I say real world, I mean UK. We should do some more science. Super beacons. Ooh. You can only craft a limited number of beacons, base of 2 upgradable with research. Okay, but they transmit the effects like crazy. Oh, well, let's make those. Why not? Rocket control units sounds like a thing we're probably going to need at some point in the not too distant, well, in the fairly distant future. Widgets 5, sure, we'll get that. Logistics 3, yeah, why not? Oh no, I haven't got purple science yet. That's probably going to be a next thing to make then, I guess. Purple science or explosives. Hang on, no, I do have it. I thought I did have explosives going into some of my science labs. Let's take the car with me, because otherwise I'll need it later and not have it. That was what I used the ludicrous inserters for. Yeah, down here. Maybe the uranium ammo did require purple as well then. No, I should have all of those. Have I run enough? Still got the pionidin juice. I don't know. I don't know why I wasn't able to. In fact, I'm not able to research the super beacons either. Oh, that's a purple. That can go. That has to go. They're just not working. What have I missed? Probably something really obvious, but red, blue, yellow, dark green. Red, blue, yellow. Idiot. Yep, everything. I can't do any. I can't do any of those researches. I can't do any of the researches I actually want. So let's do some that I don't care about. Just get them off the list. That should work. I didn't remove that one apparently. There we go. There we go. Now we're sciencing. Apparently that was difficult, and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, are we in a stable position? I think we are. We've got plenty of power being made up here. We've got digging. We've got green circuits being made in a larger quantity over here. I should put some radars down, but other than that, that's fine. Everything I've been trying to make seems to be being made more or less properly. Oh, we are going. I'm going to need to pull the green circuits in off the green circuit belt over here. Let's go and do that. That was the thing I meant to do. Here's a belt I can walk along. Yeah, I want the green circuit feed here, because this is going to be a significantly larger number of green circuits than we're able to make with the amount of copper that's available. I would like this to be used to feed. This is sort of not the greatest of ideas, but for the time being, I would like it to feed the labs over here as well. So have a stretch of underground copper like that. Bring this over here, like this. And I'm going to input priority from the left. So we'll try and use these ones first, but then when we inevitably don't have enough, we'll top it up from here. And there we go. Now we can start making our red circuits and our seahorses a bit more quickly, and everything will be well. Driving license should spoil. Yeah. Agreed. Yes, I was too busy looking at all the weird things that the science packs, the science was doing, and missed out the normal one that I just haven't done yet. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so that is apparently that. So yes, I do kind of, before I go any further this way, I do kind of want to destroy these cliffs, but I think I might just end up leaving them there. Because blowing myself up for them is a bit much. So let's have a look at the purple science, because that's the next one in the list. That is rail, electric furnaces, and productivity modules. Well, I'm making electric furnaces here. That's not too bad. Rails, I'm making rails just here, in fact. So that'd be easy enough to pipe over this way. I'm probably not going to be making them fast enough to go, oh yeah, let's just steal a quantity from there. But if I'm making them here, then that means I've got all the resources required to make them in larger quantities. So therefore I can. And then productivity modules, are they as they should be? They require seahorses as well. And no, I think 5 circuits of each type is probably normal. I'm not certain though. Okay, so I'm going to leave the box here. Oh, I need to limit this to about yay many. I'm going to leave the box there, but I'm going to stick in an extra belt that's going to carry them away to be used for science purposes, like that. I'm also going to sneak a belt through here like that. Ooh. And that's going to bring me my rail from here. Because see, now I can put in a long inserter there to get the rail out, at least I could if there's power. And I can put in another short inserter there to get the electric furnaces out. So that's my first 2 ingredients for my science pack. That was relatively easy. Now, I continue with the same sort of idea. I now need to start making the thingamawhatsits. Let's put this belt up here like that, and then I can put machines in here to make the science pack. So this is purple science. Purple slurpy juices. I would like to bring in the stuff from there. I would like to bring in stuff from there. What are the numbers like? Rail needs a bajillion of them. The others are 1 each. Probably should give rail its own belt then in that case. Just because we're going to need so many of them. Okay. That can then, in that case, can come along here and meet this belt and come up that way. These notwithstanding, we'll put them in here. And then we'll unload them onto a belt that comes out this way, like that. And then I have more machines down here that are going to make the productivity modules. and unload them onto this belt. So we're going to have green and red circuits coming in here. Like that. And yeah, that should be everything. Now the quantities are going to be abysmal for all of this. I am sort of wondering if I should be actually upgrading and using blue assemblers for all of these sort of things, because these are going to be a little bit slow. This is making 0.07 science packs per second, which is kind of pathetic. I've left a little bit of space for upgrades, so I could move all of this down. Actually, let's do that. I have made my mind up. I'm going to take all of this and move it down one extra square, like so. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put in one of these in here, like that. And I'm going to tell that to make purple science. And that's going to produce still less than half of a science pack per second, but it's better. It is not quite as pathetic a number. And while I'm at it, should probably do the same here. So we'll take all of this, move that down one, take that out, put one of these in, and have that making productivity modules. So this is taking in. Actually, I need to decide. I need to check what speed I'm doing science at, or what speed I'm making other science packs at. So these are making at 0.04. And I've got one, and I've got 12 of them. 8 times 6, 40, 48. About half. Okay, so that machine is making purples at about the same speed that those are making blues. All right. Well, we'll go with one machine for the time being, and then no, we'll go with 2 machines for the time being, because one seems a little bit pathetic. I don't think I need that. And I don't think I need that. And then we'll look at the numbers for the input. So this is going to take in 0.28 prod mods, and this is going to make 0.2. Okay, so I need a second one of these as well. Like that. I need to not be underneath it. There we go. And we're going to need 0.28 furnaces, and this is going to make 0.1. Okay, this is another place where I'm going to do the same upgrade. So we'll pull out all of this, move it down 1 like that, and then I'll make that a bit more direct like that. And then we pull that out and put in one of these eclectic furnaces. There we go. Oh, I picked up a large number out of this box. So put them back in again. There we go. Then the rail is the big one. So we're going to be taking in, that's going to be what, 8.5 roughly, just over 8.5 per second. Up here we are making 2 per second. So yeah, I think for this one, I'm just going to put in another assembly machine over here like this. Bring the belt over like this. I think it's easier to just put in an additional machine than to faff around. Oh, I didn't even... There. And then I can run this straight along like that. And just ignore this belt, whatever that is. Oh, that's an upgraded fish belt. So do that, and then that, and that, and that, sure. Right, so there we go. That's rail now being made at a speed of 12 per second, which should be sufficient. Or it would be... Nope, it's not going to be that easy, because I'm also going to need a supply of 6 sticks per second, and that can make 1. Okay, so we're going to be using one of these for sticks as well, like so. This comes over to here. Can I just long insert that in? Will that work? Will that be fast enough? We will see. Sticks, and what else do you need? Oh no, that's everything. Yes, that appears to be keeping up. It's this one that's not fast enough, so we'll give him an extra one. I would also, I'd like to get these onto both sides of the belt. So what if I put one there and one there, and then, there must be a way to do this to get this onto both sides of the belt. Yeah, if I do... No, I'll be on the wrong side still. Ah, no, if I do this... There we go. Now we've got it on both sides of the belt. That's what I want. And that flows down here. We can make purple science with it. And we're nearly there. Right, so now I just need the red circuits and the green circuits. And I will have purple science, which feels like quite an achievement at this point. And I don't feel like I've been trolled too much with it, which is a little bit worrying. There we go, that's that one, and let's go and get the greens. Sea jockey for the seahorses. Yeah, maybe. Greens. Ah, there we go, that's green circuits. Yeah, I think it was very worth making a lot more green circuits because there are a lot of things that are trying to use them with varying levels of success. So having this nice healthy supply down here is going to make things a lot better. I'm glad I went off and did that first. Hello, fellow Joe. Welcome. Sea jockeys. Excavator steamroller come. Yeah, because you can remove a lot of decoratives by driving into them, but I don't. But normally, at least, cliffs are not one of those, and nor is water. All right, there's a belt of blue science coming up here. I mean, that turns into grey as well. Over here, okay. So if I can get it onto the other side of this belt, then we're good. I don't know if I realistically can, but let's find out. What could possibly go wrong? Is this on the bus? It is sort of on the bus. It would be this pipe here. No, that's seahorses. So we can't go there. That's where the seahorses go. Unboxing video. Sorry, what? An unboxing video of what? I feel like I've missed a joke there. I mean, I'm familiar with the concept of unboxing videos as a thing. I'm not familiar with the concept of unboxing videos as a thing I personally do, but, you know, somebody has to, I guess. The purpose... So, I'm playing Factorio Fun Mode, and Factorio Fun Mode has many silly things in it, which we have decided to start calling trolls. For example, what's the nearest one to me is, or an obvious one up here is, when you make red circuits, you get a byproduct of seahorses that come out, and the seahorses can be recycled into fish, and then the fish can be taken away up here and turned into nuclear fuel, because nuclear fuel is fish based and therefore requires that belt. The yellow belts animate the wrong way, which is a little bit bizarre, and there are about 64 other things that have happened to me while I've been playing. So that's the troll count. Oh, I accidentally picked up a box full of inserters. Okay. Did I? I picked up a box full of furnaces, and then I put them back again. Maybe that was it. Right, let's get the car out because I'm impatient. Where's the car? Oh yeah, and I need a driving license in order to drive the car. Because why wouldn't you? Right, have some coal. And my day-night cycle has just got 5 minutes longer. Fortunately, I'm not using the lunar power systems, so that hasn't really affected me particularly. Ugh. Who put this on this side of the belt, honestly? Right, so that goes into there. Can I... No, those are going to be on the other side. Alright, let's come over here a little bit so I've got some space to play. Then that'll go up to there, and then go that way, and then that way. No, that'll get on the... That won't work. That goes there, and then... No, that'll put it on the top as well. How do I get this onto the... Okay, let's do it a different way. Go from there to there. We'll make that go under, and that go... Which way is this flowing? That's flowing that way. That can go under as well. So it's going to actually pop up there, and... I don't like it, but it'll work. There we go. I should have purple science coming up this belt. Is it just being a bit slow, or have I not linked something in? These are not building. They need seahorses as well. Ah! I completely forgot that seahorses were apparently a requirement for productivity modules. Right, fine, let's go and fix that. Ah. Yeah, I picked up the box of furnaces. That's probably what you were thinking of. Yeah, so I guess I unboxed those when I got them all back out again. Right, you come out here, go this way, and through here. Because of course, why wouldn't productivity modules require a supply of seahorses? It's just only logical. Of course, these are going to require only one seahorse per second, so the red inserter should be able to keep up. Here come the seahorses. The question is, can seahorse production keep up with seahorse demand? And I think as long as the red circuit production can keep up, then seahorse production should be okay. That is, I think we're going to run out of red circuits before we run out of seahorses. Looking at the numbers that are on here and the number of places that red circuits get used. Right, there we go. We now have our first purple science pack about to appear, I think. There we go, first purple science packs. Nice. Good. Yeah, so that's working. Apart from the lack of seahorses coming through. So I think that's down to a shortage of production here with the red circuits. So I put in 12 machines making red circuits. I guess, as with everything else, it's probably time to upgrade these to the tier 2 assembly machines. So let's go and do something about that. Not that sort of horsepower board easy. Yes. Oh, you made that. You made that joke as well. Yes, I saw your second message before your first message and understood where you were going with it. But yeah, bonk. Right. So over here, I'm making red circuits, which is lovely, but I'm not making them fast enough. So I think it's time to upgrade this to the next tier of assembly machine, which means I'm going to need an extra couple of squares of space, but I've got space above and below here, so I think that should be okay. So I'm going to cut off the green circuit and plastic input and let that flow through, so I don't get quite so much junk in my pockets. In the meantime, while that's running, I'm going to turn the bots off and I'm going to build this again, but with the slightly larger assembly machines. So I'm going to have, I mean, it's a simple pattern. He says, immediately getting it wrong. It's a simple pattern. You have two of those there like that. You have one of these in the middle like that. Then two more across the top. And two more down the other side. And then you feed the copper in there. Cables in there and 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 there. And you feed useful stuff in there, there and there. Then you have a belt coming around here like this. These guys all make red circuits. And seahorses. No. Red circuits, there we go. And these ones make copper cable. Like that. And then you have a belt coming in at the bottom here, just to make sure that's fed. And then, oh yes, you need another belt around the outside, taking the red circuits away. I know there are approximately 1 billion different ways of making red circuits. This is the way I like to do it. I feel it makes a nice sort of pleasing pattern. However, I'm going to have to shift these around a little bit because of the length of the grabbiness on my inserters. So we're going to have to put these back in again. Here, here. Not the length of grabbiness on my inserters, sorry. The length of the power on from my pylons. So that goes there, there, and there. That covers all of that. Then we have that there in the middle and that there. I think I might be able to get away with there and there. Yeah, I think that's full coverage. We'll find out in a minute. Anyway, as we see, this is now churning through most of the stuff that's being fed in. The green circuits and plastic. So I can pull this up now. No, I can't. These can't be mined. Okay, it's time to do a, because I want to build in the same place, so I'm going to do a refresh. I'm going to do an instability refresh. It's 200 science packs, but it's quite quick. So we'll run that one through. That's very quick, in fact. We'll run that through, and then I'll be able to pull these up. And because I want to rip out all of this, that's going to be kind of useful to be able to rip it all up. Let's just get rid of the machines in the middle, and then see how that goes. So I'll turn my bots back on again. We'll let them do the fun work of pulling all this up. In the meantime, I'll grab a copy of this, yoink, and come over here. If I try and put this in here, how much? Okay, we are a bit bigger across the middle as well. I'm gonna have to pull. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move a load of the belts out. That's a shame. Oh, it's that way around now. Okay. So I'm going to need to also remove all of that. But hopefully, I can now fit this in here, and it'll all just sort of meet up reasonably well, and I can juggle the belts around a little bit to make sure everything works. And then I can put another one here. Yeah, like that. And that'll sextuple my production rate of whatever we're producing here. What are we producing here? Red circuits. Let's remove that and rotate that there, and then that goes there. And that goes across there. I'm going to bring this up and across in like that. I don't think that actually makes any difference because that goes there, but that's all fine. So that should start working. Are we? Yes, these are inserting the correct way. Excellent, that's all good. Over here, I'm going to have to turn around all the inserters, but that's okay, that's expected. So over here, I still need to bring in the copper like this. And the splitter there is in case I want to do more red circuit production. It makes it easier to expand. So I'll do the same over here as well. That goes in there. Yeah, that's come together more easily than I was expecting. I'm quite pleased with that. And this should just work, TM, although if I run out of concrete... No, I've still got some concrete left, it's just wait for the bots. It's... That's one of the... Normal people saw seahorses where they were and asked why. Well, experts saw see where seahorses weren't and went, why not? Yeah, fair enough. So you mean you when you say symmetrical, do you mean you'd like this one to be shifted up a little bit so that the but then if I shifted this one up so this machine was in line with this machine, then we'd then there wouldn't be room for the copper belt across the top of it. So this is as compact as it can get. So therefore that makes this the best design, the best layout of it. I quite like this general layout because you've got the this machine, the cable machine, runs at 6 times the speed of the other machine. So you want to get, ideally, you want to have this direct feeding into. You want to have this one cable machine feeding 6 red circuit machines, which this does quite nicely. And then if you've got once you've got these arrayed around this machine like that, it then makes sense to run the belts round them in a loop like that. And given that, it then makes sense to sort of loop them around in a snake, so they're in a sort of this S shape back and forth, because then you can have every alternate one feeds onto the opposite side of the belt, so you also automatically get it nicely balanced, and it just feeds through nicely and just works. So yeah, I think it's quite a nice design. Although I do get the impression that there are a few people out there who disagree, and often disagree quite loudly. But that's a them problem, I'm afraid. Okay, so we've run into a problem here now where this yellow belt coming through here is not fast enough. So do I have enough red belts left to upgrade it? Of course I don't. I've used them all up. Let's go and get some more because they're quite close by. So if I turn that into a red belt, it will just take all of the green circuits that are coming through, which is a shame, but also it'll make me lots and lots of red circuits. This tends to be how Factorio goes, though. I've fallen into the traditional trap of going, aha, I need to make red circuits. Well, red circuits require green circuits. I've already got green circuits, so why don't I just take from my green circuit supply, and then your green circuit supply immediately just dies because your red circuits requirements are so high compared to your green circuit requirements. Sorry, because using your red circuits for making using your green circuits for making red circuits essentially just immediately doubles the number you need, or massively increases the number you need, and therefore everything goes horribly wrong. I'm used to that happening, and I should know better. In fact, I probably should run. I could have actually. What I should probably do is have a second belt of green circuits that comes along to drop these off here, because I don't really feel ready to move my plastic off over to a circuit a single circuit production facility. So this will have to, but this will probably do for now. I think there's a couple of inserters down here without power. Let's fix that, because we do want to be able to upgrade our fish. Yeah, that's the other way to look at it. If you massively overproduce your greens, then you can produce enough reds. That is also true, and I'm kind of doing that now. With at least when I upgrade the entire green circuit belt to red belts, and do the required upgrades to maintain that over here, then I will be massively overproducing, at least for the point of view of making green circuits and probably in red circuits as well. But then blue circuits will come along and everything will go out the window. So, yeah, do what we must because we can. Right, purple science is purpling. So we've got some of that is on the belt. It hasn't reached the other labs yet, but it is on its way, and that's the main thing. I think for my next trick, I'm going to go around and scatter some radars, because I am a bit short of radars. There are a few places on the map that I'm not going to be able to see, fellas. I've got 5 of them already. Okay, well, let's go and place them down. Sorry, there are a few places on the map that I can't see, and there are a few that I'm not going to be able to see when I move on from them. So I want to come down here, knock over a tree or two. Have to drive around the rocks still, which is a shame, but oh well. One step at a time. I'll put in a radar. I could sneak a radar in among the pylons down here, I guess. Not pylons, the module production down here, like that. Give it its own pylon. Okay, red circuit production is still a struggle. I may need to expand that further, which will mean I'll need to expand green circuits further, but we'll come back and look at that in a minute. For the time being, some stuff is happening, and that's a good start. Why do I have 5 pistols? I have 5 pistols because I kept dying. This cheesy guy popped up and started zapping me with lasers, and I haven't dumped them into a box of shame yet. That's why. So another one of the trolls that this game produced for me was some guy who just appears and lasers me until you shoot him dead. And because I hadn't worked out what was going on the first time, when he first appeared, he managed to kill me the first time, and then I didn't have a submachine gun, so it took me quite a long time. It took me about 3 more lives to kill him off properly, which is very upsetting, of course. So yeah, I gained a pistol from each one of those times. One of my drills has run out already. Where's that radar gone? Oh, there it is. Right. Let's put it over here, just in case there's an edge of sector somewhere around here. Boom. I don't mean chunk. Right, so we can do a bit more scanning with those. This will tell me, okay, I'm not producing too much pollution. It's not getting across the sea yet, so that's not too bad. Looking around here, actually, it looks like, yeah, I'm not too worried about the pollution at the moment. Now, as I start increasing my production rate, this is going to expand and get worse and worse and worse. But for now, it's sort of okay. So I'll just carry on keeping an eye on it. Let's do some more researches. La 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 la. And we'll come back and... Oh, we've got purples now, so I can do that one. Yeah, and we'll worry about what researches can actually be done easily or difficultly a bit later. Don't say difficult, lemon difficult. Whoop, no, don't drive straight into the pylon. Okay, so down here we have a red belt of wood, No, we have a red belt of iron and we have a red belt of copper, and we're using about, I don't really know, I think we're probably using about half of that. Although let's put in a third set of machines, because I think this could probably go. I think this probably needs to get once, but then I'll have to faff around with sides. Let's go down here and make this belt a bit faster, and then see what happens. I wonder what the chances are of me actually upgrading this properly without leaving a gap somewhere to just yellow away. It's out of reach. Right, I want a red all the way through here. Will that red? No, it won't red. Why is there a... Oh. I've got so much junk in the old inventory. Right, so what don't I need of all this trash? Let's have a go. There's the chest of shame. Let's get rid of some of these pistols and things. Right, what do I not need? I don't need pistols. I should ditch those fish. Those are useful. Modular armor is useful. Heavy armor is not useful now because I've got modular armor. Uranium is not actually useful. Green circuits should be somewhere more useful, like on this belt, but we'll hang on to them for now. These all should be dumped into machines that will use them. So should those. Batteries, for goodness sake. Seahorses, yeah. Let's get rid of these grape juice spring things. Remind me where I've left these when I inevitably want them later. I've got 16 fish. Great. That's sort of useful. I don't think I need stone furnaces or stone furnace stacks anymore. I don't feel like I need those at the moment either. I can find more easily enough if I do need them. I don't need stone bricks. Do need bots. Don't need lamps. They're useless due to trolls. Don't need lamps. Do need pipes. Don't need yellow inserters. Could do some more blue inserters, actually. Right, okay, that's things cleaned out a little bit. So we'll pick up that piece of yellow belt, because I am still using those. Then I want to upgrade all of this balancing nonsense in here. Like that. Then if I take a red belt and just drag it along here, yeah, it upgrades the undergrounds, but it doesn't upgrade the splitters. So this actually isn't as useful as you'd hope. I'm gonna have to go back and upgrade all the splitters afterwards. This is where I wish I had Peter's mod for upgrading belts with a single click. That'd be very nice. I'm actually very impressed that I haven't run out of these yet. Right, so now I can go back through, and there's a few of these to upgrade, so boink. And on the way past, I'm going to grab some more red belts out of the boxes, because I know that I'm going to need more of them. Because yeah, as is, we can't pull them through any quicker than this. Sorry, we can't pull them through at a red belt rate because of all these yellow inserters that are just in the way on the, and they didn't get upgraded as I dragged through, which is a shame. But upgrading is meant to be difficult, I guess. No, 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 no. It's all gone wrong. Right, upgraded that one. There we go. And then I think that's... Nope, that's not it. There's another one here. And several more. 2 more. Upgrade that one. And that one. And don't upgrade that twice. Don't know why it was marked for upgrade twice. Okay, so there we go. That's now red belt taking... Turn that off for a moment. That's now red belt taking the green circuits all the way through to down here. What are we short of now? So we're still short of red circuits. We have an excess, or a plethora at least, of the... oh, I see. We are also short of... seahorse fishing. So I guess I need to head back over and start fishing the seahorses a little bit more quickly, because that is what is causing the shortage of what do you call it? What do you call it? Shortage of red circuits. There's also a bit of a shortage of iron coming through here, which is concerning. Is that because we're not making it fast enough? Because it's all been eaten by something. It's because we're not making it fast enough anymore. Hurrah! Yeah, we just don't have enough iron ore coming through. So I guess that means I need to do this again, probably down here on this iron ore patch, and just have a nice steady stream of iron and greel coming in from here. Okay, well that's and in a few minutes this is Laurence's problem, so we'll do that soon. In the meantime, I want to come over and upgrade the seahorse processing. Yeah, shortage whack-a-mole is exactly right. We're going to be playing that for a little while now, because the factory has scaled up quite a bit, and the production hasn't. Okay, so we need to take out this. Actually, this is going to be fairly easy because I've built it on a on the right sort of with these machines the right way around, and there's space above for the upgrades. So as long as I don't run out of concrete, and if I do, I can go and get some more. I can put this in here, and then have this go here, and feed them in like that. And then we copy this, and we go, yes please, yes please. Oh wait, yeah, that one. Oh, and then I need to clean this out from the middle of here because we don't need that. We also don't need quite so many pylons. I don't think we should be able to get away with that. All right, maybe we need that one. Can we move this one up one? I don't know why I'm trying to be stingy with pylons, but I am. Right, there we go. We're now making a lot more fish. That is excellent. But we now have fish coming out of the what's name. It's dealing with the seahorses a bit more nicely, but we now have too many fish, and I need to put these onto the near side of the belt. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 3.5. We've got 3 machines making them, strictly speaking, and then there's this one. So I think if I rotate that to like that, we're going to get a few more fish going that way, which is great. But also, I think I want to turn this into an underground going from there to there. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inserters feeding onto this belt. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 going onto one side, 3 going onto the other. Like that. There we go. Okay, that has quickly got through the backlog of seahorses. So that was easier than expected. We now, of course, have a shortage of plastic. So yes, it is indeed the shortage is whack-a-mole at this point. That's being made over here with the offshore things over here because at the time I didn't have concrete, so I had to put the offshore things offshore. However, they're only struggling because there's a shortage of Sprite in here, and that's being made over here from forbidden grape juice. And so we appear to have an insufficiency of forbidden grape juice machines. So I guess that means I kind of need those. I need those grape juice patches back that I left in the chest of shame. I shouldn't have put them there, except there's probably there aren't any in here because I put them all in the chest of shame and haven't restocked. Right, let's go and get them. Let's go and get the grape juice patches back because I put them in my chest. I should get the car out again, but I feel like that's unnecessary for the sort of distance I'm trying to go. So come back over here, get the raid the chest of shame for the grape juice patches. I knew I was going to regret leaving those because they are an actual valuable resource. I should keep them in a chest over where they actually get used. So we'll take those back again. There might actually be some in a chest over there. We'll go and find out in a minute. I've got a red belt I can run down now. That'll be even better for getting around. Trump, 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 trump. Hey Buscum, I'm playing Fun Mode, which is a mode that just makes things very, very silly. So, for example, at the moment, I'm trying to make some more, what are they called, soda machines. Look a lot like oil refineries, but I want some more soda machines. And that requires me to put in some grape juice springs, which I've picked up out of the ground, which can then be made into said soda machines, along with some microgrip fasteners, pipes, gears, greel, and green circuits. Fine. We'll get these soda machines out, and then I can get them. They are machines that have no inputs, but will produce an output of forbidden grape juice. So I actually just want to copy that, like that, and that, and that. I'm going to put down another 3 of them just because I can. That's probably excess. Oh, I already had some. Okay, fine. So that's going to produce forbidden grape juice. We're still turning it into Sprite faster than it's being made. Is this the only place it's being used? It is. Maybe we're just filling up the input buffers on these machines? I was expecting, having put down another 3 machines, to suddenly have a plentiful supply of the forbidden grape juice, but apparently not. I have 1 more soda machine as well, and there's another 6 apparently. Fine. Oh, also, if you when you demolish rocks, they things go a bit weird. So if I try and demolish those, as soon as my bots get in range, they'll go out, they'll grab the rock, and it produces biters. And to be fair, it does say on there the expected resources from that rock is 6 biters. So you know, this isn't I don't know what I expected moment, but still, it took me by surprise the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just put down 4 of them for now in case that is enough. Still not. Oh yeah, that is enough actually. Yes, the pipe is starting to fill up now. Okay, good. Well, we'll leave that there for now. So now I've made... Yeah, we've now got enough to keep all 4 of these running. That's going to produce a bit more Sprite. Still not enough to keep the pipe full though. If we look over at the other end, how's that getting on? The Sprite is... Ah, there we go. We are now at least getting virtually a solid half belt of plastic coming out. So that's better. At least it's producing at the rate we were producing at the rate that we were hoping it would. So down here, it's going to be more. I don't know if it's going to be enough more. The red circuit production now is still being we're still down here. Actually, we've got enough of these for keeping the. Oh, we've run out of. How have we run out of rail? We've run out of iron for the iron sticks. Right. Okay. So iron is currently the problem. Jeez. Yeah, the iron is very, very much the problem. I think we just... Oh, there's a reasonable amount on the belt here. I guess it just keeps getting halved and halved and halved and halved. Oh. Oh, no. Why are you... Oh, the signals are going into making the dark green science. Okay, that's why that machine is still running. Fine, that's okay. There's a good reason for it. That's all I care about. I don't mind making an obscene number of signals if they're going into something important like science packs. I only object if if they're just all filling up a box. Right, so we're going to head down and we're going to set up a new iron mine and processing facility. And this is going to be exactly the same as the one I set up before, just on a different patch because I feel like it makes sense to do it down here. No, I've not made any. Oh, that's a good point. I can make forbidden grape juice springs now, can't I? I'd forgotten about that. No, I haven't done that. I probably should look into it, but at the moment I'm still using the ones from the patch that I gathered a little while ago. So I put one of these in here, and then I put one of several of these in across here, but that way. There we go. Let's do help the bots out a little bit where I can easily, and then get caught on the mining drills, because of course. Oh no, I'm not running out of. I'm only running out of yellow belts in the particular stack that's in my hand. That's fine. Okay, so I'll stand here, let that get built up for a moment, and while it's happening, I'm going to come up here and go at this bit. So what I'm going to want to do is put in a red splitter there, and bring 2 of these belts in here like this, and then that goes up. No, that has to be a red belt. Then we have a red belt coming up here and feeding in the middle. Then these pop out there. Like that. And that is my first red belt of... Well, it's not actually my first red belt of iron because this is only 50% capacity for what's going to be required. But it's, it's a step in the right direction. Will later reach those? We'll reach. Right, and then conveniently I've got power just over here, so I can put one of these in here. Oh. And hit like that. And we get all this built up, and we will have... Come on, guys. If I run out of wood in my... Yes, I've run out of wood in my thing again. Okay, stick some more on that. Yeah, so this will get me a quantity of iron coming out. At the moment, it's only going to be a yellow belt coming out of there because I actually need to double the length of these smelters. But it's a good start. And if my bots could just recharge and start working, that'd be very much appreciated. I guess I can do some of the easy bits. I'm going to let the bots do all the fiddly bits, though, because that's what bots are for and what bots are good at. Oop, there we go. Bots have woken up again. These burner roboports are... I mean, it's good to have because it means I've had robots for basically the entire game. I'm not knocking that at all. That is incredibly valuable. But still, they are a little bit slow. It's a little bit frustrating having to keep restocking it. Oh, productivity search. That's a good point. Yeah, how are my bonuses? I've got mining productivity. Oh, here we go. Productivity. Yeah, on iron. Oh, so it's on iron and steel. Oh, sorry, iron and greel, but not on copper. That's interesting. Okay, so yes, you're quite right. In the cases where I'm doing... I've run out of blue inserters. In the cases where I'm doing iron or steel, then yes, you're quite right. This is sufficient. Have I run out of these as well? No. Right, get all of this placed and then set it going, by which I mean put down some pylons. Although the bots are more interested in doing the belts than they are the pylons. Fine, be like that if you wish. Let's see if I care. Right. Don't care about that one. Do care about these. That one, that, and... Oh. I've said it before. This game, this mod having medium reach as opposed to long reach is very I don't know. It's sort of weird because it's neither extreme really. It's not good enough. It's not. Yeah, it's very very weird having medium reach rather than long reach. There and there, and there and there. There we go. Now everything's powered. Let's go and get some more blue inserters. So right, yes, you're quite right. I don't need to extend that one any further. I do need to extend the copper one at some point. Although at the moment we do... well, last time I looked, we seem to have enough green circuits. I wouldn't be surprised if that was no longer the case, the rate I'm ripping through them at. Don't drive into the black cloud of doom. Ooh, lag. What's after? Blue inserters. Yes, they're over here. Blue inserters. How am I doing for reds? Red, I've got 80 left, and I don't use them in quite the same quantities. Right, back down again. My personal roboport needs wood as fuel. I don't. No, the normal standard roboports work normally and standardly. I just hang on. Actually, no, I don't know. I haven't placed any roboports yet. I don't think. I'm still being a bit sort of manual and going around doing everything by hand, which is a bit wrong, but it's how it is at the moment. Right, so I want to feed this up, and then ideally it would go in over here and just feed into this belt, and therefore be feeding things like this green circuit production, which doesn't matter. The inserter production over here, but I think it's going to be easier to whack it in about here somewhere. So we can just have it come straight up through here, probably underneath this furnace stack, I guess, and then feed straight in along here, and then we can upgrade some more belt as well. So let's just do that. If I just take this due north, where's it going to hit? It's going to go just past there. Yeah, that's not too bad. Got some pipe production and boilers over here. All right, let's try and get in before. Yeah, let's come up to about here and then head across a bit. Also, I should leave a radar here before I go away. Yep, avoid those rocks. Nice, 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 nice. Up this way. Is it going to miss the... Yes, it is going to miss the coal patch. That's quite nice. It's going to go underneath the that, but never mind. Let's give the car some ammunition. I'm going to use yellow ammunition and see how it goes. Because there's only going to be 10 bites coming out of here. It's not too bad. And then another 6 coming out of here, probably. Yeah, it's alright. We coped. Oh, I've run out of undergrounds. All the things to run out of. Okay, let's go and get some more of those. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've talked about medium reach enough times. There's a decent chance I've trolled it. I've troll counted it. It's a little bit. Honestly, I can't remember what I've picked and what I haven't picked at this point. You get what you get. I'm afraid. I may have remembered some of them. I might have forgotten some of them. But I'm trying a little bit, trying to get it right. Right. First, I'm going to do this with yellow belts first. And I'll show you why in a second. It is because then it's really easy to upgrade them and get all the spacing correct. So I come along here and go, no, that's not an upgrade planner. That's an upgrade planner. Go, yeah, do those and those and those. And then we have this up here. And I can go, right, so we've got... I was thinking I wanted to feed it in earlier than this, but we'll put it in here and see how it goes. And if I need to then loop the belt back, split the belt and have it go backwards as well, I can sort that one out in the future. So there we go. This will. Oh no, there's another one. There's another underground that I haven't done yet down here because I ran out to go under the furnace stack. There we go. Right, that is a significant quantity of iron coming through now. And if that's not enough, I will be mildly sad. Oh yes, the body running away and then coming back again was interesting. Yes, interesting. That's a good word. Oh dear, what's happened there? What is going on here? Oh, I see. There was an underground. I don't actually know what's going on there. Right, well, red splitter there. Red belt. I'm going to come back and I'm going to put in the belts first till I run out, like that. I'm going to grab some more from up there. I'm going to put in the belts first and then come back and do the splitters afterwards, because stopping every time I get to a splitter is not reasonable. Yes, having corpses flee from your grasp is certainly an interesting experience. Ah, no. Right, there we go. That is iron red belted all the way to the end. However, it isn't going to be particularly effective until I go through and put in all of these, like that, and that, and that. And iron is, of course, used everywhere, so there's a lot of splitters to go in. So this is going to take me a minute or few. But never mind, we'll get there eventually. Trump, 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 trump. Bing. Boing. Is that the lot? No. Far too easy. Doink. And there we go. Now we can have a solid red belt of iron flowing through and all should be well. I don't know how I should set the priorities here, because I think I should probably set the input priority from the right and pull it in from the new system first. And then that saves all the rest of the iron that's coming out for all the other things around here, like ammunition. That's fairly important, and inserters. So I think that's probably the better way to do it. Alarmingly, despite taking off all of the copper that's required for green circuits, we're still using the copper up faster than it's being made. Is that an input rate problem? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, my starter patch, and I don't know whether this is always going to be the case in fun mode, but my starter patch was a mixed one, and so it's been difficult to get good mining going on over here. It's tempting to put in some more drills in and along here, but I'd end up getting quite a lot of iron ore if I wasn't careful. You see, if I put one here, I'd have to go all the way up to here before I'd only be getting copper ore out of the patch. I mean, that's not a bad shout, to be fair. Put in one more drill there like that and get a little bit more throughput. It's not going to make an enormous difference, but it's going to be slightly better. At least it would be if it's powered. So yeah, we don't have enough copper ore going in to keep the output belt full. So if I wanted to get more copper, well, actually there's a really good patch over there. I could go off and get this one. That is certainly a possibility. It's a bit outside my normal stomping. Oh, there's a patch actually down here. That's only just outside my normal play area. Maybe that would be a better one to go for. Just gradually move away from using my starter patch over here. Long reach is fantastic, especially in the early parts of the game when you're doing everything by hand. It just means you don't have to run around quite as much and rub your face against machines in order to operate them. And given that multiple planet systems, so any sort of space age thing like Planetary Pioneers, involves a lot of starting. Actually, no, it doesn't really involve starting again because you have your personal bots by that point probably. So, but yeah, it's nice to be able to just anything that's on screen from your character, you can fiddle with it, and that is very, very nice and very useful, I reckon. Yeah, the water was a little bit rude. Oh, fun mode always gives you mixed patches. Okay, that's fair. And yes, I had noticed that the mining drill reach was significantly longer than it normally is. So that was also fun. Oh, we've got a load of iron being fed along here. So, that's for the gears for the belts. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll carry on doing that and prioritising it, and just to try and use this patch up. I noticed that a lot of the iron drills have now given up and are starting to struggle. So this is probably of limited, probably going to last a limited amount of time at this point, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think I've... Alright, well, mixed patches are a thing you can start with, so that's kind of not entirely trollish, but having it deliberately always like that is... yeah, I assumed it was normal, and as you say, moved on without considering it to be a troll. Okay, next. Well, there we go. We've got enough red circuits now. We've got enough of everything, in fact, to start to be making the purple science constantly at the rate which it was designed to produce them at. And they are stacking up nicely on the belt because we're not doing any research. So let's do some research. Flammable explosives, weapon shooting speed. Sure, let's be a bit more. Let's make ourselves a bit more dangerous. Can't do rocket control module. That needs yellows. Can do module 2s. Okay, let's get the set of module 2s. Worker robot speed. Now I'm not really using them yet, but it'd be nice to have anyway. Destroyers, don't care. Cargo size, don't care. Artillery. This isn't changed, it says. Have fun with your cheaper artillery. All right. We'll have a look. I don't believe it because I've been lied to before and I'm untrusting. But we'll give it a shot. Follow a robot count. Don't care. Uranium ammo. Can't do that. I haven't got yellow. Logistics 3. Can do that one now. Pistol. Can't do. Need yellow. Yellow. Lab research speed. Don't care a huge amount about that. Oh, let's pick that one up. Oh, I can't. My queue is full. All right. Well, we'll go with that, and maybe cliffside assemblers later, and we'll see what sort of foundation they require. Yes, the breach will probably it'll be a muzzle-loaded artillery or something like that. So the entire thing has to turn around and rotate down to load itself up, and then I don't know, but I don't trust it to not be silly. Right, some researchers are going. Yeah, let's have a look at yellow science. Let's have a look at yellow science now because I haven't yet. processing units, flying robot frames, and low density structures. Okay, I remember the low density structures being the heaviest things you could think of in the game. So we are going to need to make tanks, nuclear reactors, and flamethrower turrets to make low density structures. And that does make 75. One low density structure does make 75 science packs. So I was going to say that's a bit unreasonable given how expensive that's going to be. But no, it's okay. If it's given the number of them it makes in one go, I'm okay with that. Then it's flying robot frames, which is batteries. That looks pretty normal. And processing units, which is, oh yes, they're made in. Yeah, I did start making these, didn't I? Processing unit unboiling. Did I need to make liquid processing units first? There was something. I don't think it's in this menu. Right, if we go to here, there's the full actual everything's. Processing unit is. So does an unboiler just makes processing unit fluid? Oh no, here we go. Oh no, I'm misreading it. So processing unit is made by unboiling processing unit fluid in an unboiler. Got it. And then we make the processing fluid unit by combining fizz and Fanta and getting a little bit of the fizz back. I remember this now. And then this was based around the ridiculously complicated soda processing, which requires seahorses, coal, circuit, sulfuric acid, and steam, and produces solid steam, grapefish, water, processing fluid units, forbidden grape juice, tar, green, Fanta, and pretentious water. And then I think you get the fizz from. Yes, you get the fizz by extracting the fizz from the pretentious water. Okay, so that is complicated. That's going to be nasty because of the sheer number of ins and outs on this one. So all of this is going to need to be balanced somehow. But none of the inputs are particularly difficult. I've got all of those inputs already. I know how to make all of those. Quite a lot of the outputs are then already being used around the place for other things. So therefore, balancing it is a case of tanks and pumps, probably. There are a few things in here that I don't know anything about, like grape-flavoured fish. I'm going to have to find where they go, because we're going to need to do something with those. Because we can't just keep them and stockpile them. Forbidden grape juice, that's fine. We can turn that into Sprite, which we can turn into plastic. Tar, I have seen before. I forget what it was for, but I have seen it before. Distilled green we're using, and then the Fanta and the pretentious water go into making the blue circuits. So it's complicated, and it's going to be kind of horrendous to put together, but I think it might be manageable. We will see. Yes, the author of the mod is regularly in the stream watching the insanity. And in fact, he's here at the moment, Sinter, so yes, he is around. Yes, obviously a cliffside assembler is going to go on a cliffside, but I've been able to put the offshore assemblers on solid land by putting concrete under them. So I'm wondering if the same sort of thing is going to apply for the cliffside assemblers as well. We will see. Yeah, I've not entirely blocked the oil recipe, but I'm not going to remember it, so I'm going to have to look it up every time I want to do anything about it. I think it's pre-traumatic stress disorder for the PTSD at this point. Yeah, I think this is probably the most painful thing the Fun mod has done so far, I suspect. Oh yeah, I was going to look into making additional ones of these, wasn't I? So, that's what you can use the tar for. The tar can be pumped into a soda machine in order to get new grape juice springs for making more soda springs. We can get rid of grape-flavoured fish by turning them into raw fish. So I might stockpile some in case there's a use for them, but we can get rid of them like that. I don't suppose they're used for any of the fish upgrades, are they? That'd be a... Yeah, there. Oh, no. I'm looking at the wrong things. Fish A. There we go. The grape-flavoured fish used for upgrading fish. Right, so that's where they go. I have derailed my brain. Oh yeah, I was looking at tar. So in here we have the tar comes out there. We also can produce tar from coal, and we get coal gas out, which we then do something else with. I don't remember what we do with coal gas. There was something though. There was a way of getting rid of it at least. And then we can turn tar can be turned to Coca-Cola. But more useful, it can be turned into the. In fact, I started doing something with it up here, but then I pulled it all out because somebody said that the process of turning. Oh, is this? Oh yeah, the coal. Yeah, here we go. So I have been turning the excess tar into these things, and so we've got another 20 of those. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's take those and put them in the box over here, so they're ready to be made into soda machines when required. So you can have those, and then you can have the rest of them. And my inventory is full as ever. Grr. I need even distribution, so I can just empty my inventory into the machines around me. That'd be very, very handy. Oh, you'd like some copper? You can have some copper. You'd like some copper. Does anyone want batteries? Or plastic can go in here. Green circuits can go in here. Fiddly Watsits can go in. Oh, here's batteries being made. Ah, here we go. So we can put the batteries in there. And we can put the Fiddly Watsits in here. There we go. So all my Fiddly Watsits gone. And the red circuits can go in there. And the seahorses. Yes, they whinny when you select them. Because why wouldn't they? Oh, I've got 5 of my dead bodies as well. That's another thing that needs chucking in a chest of shame. So there we go. That's at least inventory cleared out a little bit. I sort of miss Foundry's ability to just destroy stuff in your inventory. That was quite useful because it just cleans things up a little bit. Very, 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 very quickly and easily for things you actually don't care about, like iron ore. So over here, we are still limited. We're limited once again by plastic. And I'm sort of going around in circles a little bit here. So over here, these machines are making the plastic. We still aren't producing the Sprite quickly enough. We've filled up the forbidden grape juice pipe. But if I put in more machines making Sprite, we'll very, very quickly run out of the forbidden grape juice, I suspect. Can I put this solid fuel in here? Yes. Can I put this solid fuel in? No, not in there, in here. Yes. And then the rest of it, I can put in here. I should probably be using that for the car, but I don't seem to be, so never mind. Challenge time. Transport belt conducts a small processing living with random transport has been processed. Oh, that's nice and nearby. I'm kind of okay with that. Let's just put it back. Stop being silly. Right, so over here, select that. We'll have another 1, 2 of those. Where they've been powered. Okay, I should have copied that as well. Go. Are we now draining the forbidden grape juice? No, because we'll have excess in here. I'm going to put in another 2. And then I'm going to put in another several machines on the top here. Like another 4. 4 of these as well. Can I... There we go. And I need some more of the machines, more of the soda streams. That's 2. Oh. Should probably put this box here. Do that, and then I can put all of these into here, and they'll just get churned through, and we'll make some more soda machines. Alright, so I want to get this up and running. I'd like to have more plastic, but I think getting I'd like to start cracking on with the Fanta system. Is this just fantasy? The Fanta Menace. But I feel like I need to have enough plastic being made first, because the red circuit system is woefully inadequate at the moment, and that's down to the plastic. And I'm going to need lots and lots of plastic for... I'm going to need lots of red circuits for the for doing the blue circuit production. Because even with weird recipes for making it, it still uses a quantity of red circuits. So I do have some stuff up here, but I think this area is going to be getting a bit too crowded. However, there are quite a lot of the byproducts are being used up around here, but it's going to be a real pain to get all the inputs in. Let's have a look at the recipe again, because I'm not going to be able to remember this. So we don't have seahorses up here. They're produced further down. We do have coal. We don't have red circuits. We sort of have green circuits, but they'd have to be pulled out of the corner. We do have sulfuric acid, and we can make steam because we've got water and thingamawatsit. Okay, so I think, no, we'll leave that alone. I will research, what was I going to get? Oh yeah, the cliffside assemblers. Don't need, sure, why not? Let's find out what that is. Mining productivity, yay, we like mining productivity. Bonk damage, that's a yellow, that's a yellow, that's a yellow. Ooh, power armor 2. I can already research that. Sweet, let's get that then. I don't know if I can make it, but I can at least research it. So, I'm going to get a few more of the soda machines, I think, because I have this feeling I'm going to need them for doing the Fanta processing. Take all of those. I haven't found anything else yet that uses the grape juice springs, so I'm going to risk it, chuck them all in here, and have them all turned into soda machines, because we are at least making them, albeit rather slowly, over here. So they're not completely irreplaceable, and I can always go off to other grape juice patches to get more if I need to. Okay, now the limiting factor is copper. Copper and plastic, actually. There's shortages of both of them. I'm going to look into the grape juice thing. No, the Fanta thing. The Fanta Menace. Then I'll go out and sort the copper out. Should be a random death due to a short in your power armor. Yeah, that would be on brand. It would be mean, which is why I say it would be on brand. That one. Right, so you're going to go in down here. Like that. I'm going to need lots of space because this is going to be a nightmare to wire up. Then you're going to do that. So we're going to need to bring in seahorse, coal, red and green circuits. That's a lot of green circuits as well, because of course it is. It's making processing units. So seahorse, coal, red, green. And everything comes out as a fluid. No, not everything comes out as a fluid. Green circuits need their own. Green circuits and coal basically need their own belts. Okay, I'll put green circuits and coal on the near belt. I'll put seahorses and red circuits on a far belt. That's all the inputs. And then I can have another belt on the bottom for the fish. Right, okay. So we have a belt coming in here. Belt coming in here. Where is my... Here's my... Right, there's my inputs. That's fairly straightforward. Oh dear. Wait, what? Oh, can't do that. Every single slot across the two sides is taken up by something different. Oh, except we've got water on both sides, both in twice down here. Every other slot is unique. Okay, so we can't do it like I can't line them up like that. I suppose I could rotate it to be like that. I'll need to move it across a bit. I could put a second one in like this to line all the pipes up, which is fine-ish. Okay, so we're going to be getting... I've not got any pipes. I've not got any iron, I dumped it somewhere. That's fine. This is only thinking about it at the moment anyway, so that... No. Okay, fine, that works. Over here it's going to be difficult though, because we're going to do that, and then this won't reach. So I'm going to have to put this one here, but then it'll link to that one. How the hell are you supposed to get these, separate these out? That's problematic. I guess I could have a boiler directly opposite the steam input. Let's flip that vertically for reasons that will hopefully become clear eventually. Yeah, because then I can pull all these ones out downwards. It's going to be a bit easier. So if I take that out like that, and then I get a boiler. Boiler. Do I have any boilers? I don't care if I don't. A boiler. That is the only way of making... Well, short of a nuclear reactor and heat exchanger, a boiler is the way I can make steam at the moment. So we can put that there. And then that. Okay, so that will feed this into there. We need coal for this as well, didn't we? Yes. So I'll want the coal to come to here too. Which was coal one of the things I need a bajillion of? Yes, it was. Okay. So we'll split the coal off here like this. Bring it down here. It can be fed in there like so. Okay, so that's everything. For all of the... No, it's not. It's not all the inputs and outputs. There is another one. There are some solid outputs that are going to come out down here and go onto a belt, which will take away this way to then try and deal with. So that's kind of it. The trick now is going to be taking all of the various inputs and outputs and linking them up appropriately to wherever they need to be need to go. Oh, stack insert. I blotted out the stack inserter becoming permanent when I moved, so I wanted to move things out for better layout. That just happens. It was stack smelters, though. Yes, yeah, it makes more sense. Yes, there is at least infinite oil. That is very true. Fish flop sound. Oh dear. Oh, there might be a dead body sacrifice. Oh, I've already done it. Okay. They're the only thing that looks cursed, Quagor. Once I've got this set up, I'm going to ask you guys to tell me how many trolls you think this should count as. I'm not sure. So, yeah, I'm trying to build it somewhat compactly. But the reason I'm building it to this... The reason I've put the pipes where they are, and as they are, is because this is the maximum length of undergrounding the pipe. So if I put this anywhere else, it would link to that one, or that one, or that one. So if they can't go out any further than that, and they all have to be on their own unique columns and rows. So I think yes, possibly I could have had the belts come in a slightly different way, but I don't think that would have helped. The challenge here is going to be in doing something remotely sensible with all of the pipes as they come out of this system, and that's going to be the tricky part. So I think what I'm going to do first is probably take off let's do the sulfuric acid, because that's an input, and I don't know whether that's a good reason to do it first or not, but I'm going to, because I've got that on my bus somewhere. Here, in fact. So if we copy a chunk of that, like so, then I can paste this in there and there, and it can just carry on because that's what pipes do. Then this one, I could bring it in like that, and then put in another piece of pipe there. So that's the sulfuric acid feed coming in. Of course, that's now blocking off an enormous amount of this sort of area, because it's going to be difficult to put more pipes in here. It can be done to an extent, but it's difficult. Next up, we have things that we know about. So we know about water. we've got water coming in. Now water is going to be produced by it as well, so we don't want to bring too much water in. So in order to deal with that, I'm going to put in a tank here. Yeah, that's probably fine. And then a pump like that. I'm going to link that to there. I sincerely hope that we use more. Let's have a look. 500 steam in, 10 water out. Okay, that's fine. So we want you to run enable when... Oh god, there's a water 2v2. Okay, that's going to be fun. When water is less than 10,000. Easy. That hasn't lined up with anything. That hasn't lined up with anything. That's the water. So now I can put in... No, I can't put it there. Can't put it there. Can put it there. And then there. And water comes in like this. That is water 1, isn't it? No, it's water 2. Where's the nearest water puddle? Way off to the south. This is all water 2, isn't it? Yes, it is. This is water 1, but it's not in a convenient place. I guess I'm going to bring in water 1 from down here, because that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. It's either, or maybe just bring it in, you shoot down across here and then across this way and bring it in from the back. That might be easier, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to need water 1 later as well, but let's do that. That there, and then bring it up so it's a bit more out of the way, like this. Then I can use this. Oh, this is awful. Okay, let's go up before the cliff then. Cliffs are problematic. Continue this up this way. And here we are. Are you water 1? Yes. Right, so that's a water 1 feed. If once I go in and put in all those pipes, that's my feed of water 1 coming down to here. So working around it, we've done the sulfuric acid, we've done the steam, done the water. The grape juice needs to be taken away and turned into Sprite and then turned into plastic. And I could just do that on site, but I don't know if I've already got a plastic disposal system elsewhere, so we'll feed into that. Water done. Tar. I think the tar I'm just going to... I could send it up to the other tar and turn it into more grape juice patches, or I could just do that down here. I think that might be. I think it might be easier just to deal with this down here, because so much. How much does it produce? 40 tar. Yeah, it's 10,000 tar to do anything useful. So I think we can let that run and just fill up a box with the grape juice patches for quite a long time. The blue circuit juice we're going to need immediately. The liqueur we're going to need to defizz more or less immediately. The Fanta, I can't remember what we're doing with Fanta. The green needs to be fed off to more green processing somewhere else. It needs to be fed into anywhere else that's using green, like here, and used as a priority. So I might remove this, pump it in over here to make the green aids, and also up here, and make the green sort of slightly separately and have it set up a priority system for that. Right. Yes, there is a cliff explosive rocket that I haven't got at the moment. Oh, true. That's a good point. Yes, that is an excellent point. Yes, I could use pumps to add a little bit of sanity in over here because they only sort of point in a straight line. That is an excellent idea. I shall, when things become impossible, I shall use that. In fact, I might use that down here to get the green out because no, I could use that up here to get the green out because this is going to be difficult to do otherwise. Because yeah, that would have to go. Probably have to go here, and that's problematic with this splitter. So yes, an excellent point. Thank you very much for that suggestion. I'll put a pump in here to take the green away, and then I can put have that go up to there, and then I need to run out over here and then pipe it away that way. So yes, that's a very useful observation. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That and that. It squeezes through there. Lovely. What are you? Are you water? Yes, you're water 1. So I don't care about you at the moment. I'm going to put the green on this column. Let's put that there. And get rid of that one. And I'll bring this up to the green aids and the green, whichever green science it was that was doing that. That needs the distilled green. And that'll just get rid of it nicely. Maybe not the green aids actually, because that's horrible, and I don't think I can get in there. Right, here is the green supply over here. That's just going to go straight through because... no, it's not. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. So that goes to there and there. And if we go to there and... No, it doesn't reach under. So we'll have to do that. Let's get over there because at this point, this is getting silly. I'm going to need some pipes. I'm going to need to be able to... I'm going to need to start building this because just putting blueprints down is going to drive me insane. Okay, more insane. Yeah, it is all an enormous mess, but that's kind of what what we signed up for. So I'm not getting salty about it. I'm just trying to sort of to gradually work my brain through all of the things that we're trying to do here. Have you got any pipes? Well, you've got 6. I think this is why I've just been making pipes by hand up until now. I haven't got anywhere putting them in a chest. So let's do that because a chest full of pipes is a useful thing to have. Let's have 3 stacks. But also, I'll just handcraft an enormous quantity for now. Don't need the green circuits. Do need the iron. There's no point in making underground pipes because they are functionally equivalent to the normal pipes. Just a little bit. Oh, actually, no, they might be a bit more. They might be better because they'll be more directional, should we say. That is, they will, like pumps, they will only go in one direction rather than going everywhere. So maybe there is actually a valid use for the underground pipes. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Hey, perfectly lined up. Right, so this is my extra green coming in, and that distilled green, sorry, coming in, and we're going to turn you off for now. So we're going to stop you making the green. In fact, what if here we go. What if I rotate you like that, and now we have you making distilled green through color separation. Okay, like that. There we go. Then I can put in a tank here and a pump. I'm going to need pumps. I haven't made pumps. A pump here and a pipe here. Then we'll link that to there. And as usual, that's an enable when distilled green Void green. Where's distilled green? Okay, it's in a weird place. Whenever that's less than 10,000. Right, I need some pumps. That requires... Oh, pump engine specifically. Of course it does. Right, where am I making engines? I'm making engines here. Those are locomotive engines, so let's make some pump engines. This is going to be a fluid area, clearly. You're going to make... You might as well make pumps, actually. We've got everything we need around here. And then, so you're going to make pump engines, which is car engine, artillery wagon engine, chemical engine, Spidertron engine, locomotive engine, pump engine, that one. And that requires solid steam, because, of course, oh, actually, conveniently, we've got some over here. Okay, good. So feed that in there. I have paid absolutely no attention to what anything needs. So we'll... there's a fish on that belt. So you need steam, grill, gears, and pipes. Okay. I bet pumps need the pipes as well, don't they? Yes, of course they do. Right, okay. I didn't need to move... Well, I sort of wanted to move that. Anyway, right, there we go. So you're going to take that. You're going to... Your engine. You're going to take steam... Gears. Oh, I need to get gears in. Rage. So I need to get some gears to here somehow. Okay, right. We'll put that there. It's just getting spaghetti, but that's okay, I suppose. Give me the fish. They shouldn't be there. Right, and then that, and that, and that. Right, that's my pump engines. Go to there. Then up here, we need those. We need the pipes. We need the grill. So bring that up. That there and that there. Oh, I'm running out of those as well now. So some more of them. Go underground. Right, and pick up from there. Got from there, and you needed pipes. Fine, we'll put in another machine to make pipes, because why not? Run a belt up here. That. Right, that should... Yes, there we go, that's pumps. Phew. Yes, lovely. If I could teleport around them like a Mario brother, that would be extremely handy, but nope, no, we're not getting any of that. Let's give you some power. There we go. 2 pumps, hurrah! Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, I'll bear the underground pipes in mind when I go back and have another look at the solar system. We'll see how that goes. All is going, Sophia. Certainly, it's going. I'm not sure I'd say it's going well, but I'm definitely making progress, and things are gradually advancing. So at the moment, I'm trying to make blue circuits, which of course means I'm trying to make. Well, I had to go off and start making pumps first, which meant I had to make its own specific type of engine, and also I've been making large quantities of pipes because I've got bored of making those by hand. So, oh yeah, there's a pump up there. So let's place that one. Let's grab that pump before I go, because I'm going to need a lot of those. Then I can bimble my way along here. Let's find a belt that's going in the right direction, and placing down these pipes as I go. Because one of the things that produces a byproduct from the blue circuit production, is of course distilled green. And so I need to take that away and feed it into something that's going to have a chance of using said distilled green up, because actually, there may be a way to avoid it. I haven't actually looked yet. I probably should. But at the moment, I'm just trying to deal with all of the craziness of all the fluids that come out of this system. Yes, it is this bad. Yeah, having pipes, having some sort of system like Satisfactory's transport tubes would be interesting. Oh, I didn't make storage tanks. That probably means I didn't put one down at the other end either. So the grill system is not going to be agreeable. Oh no, I don't need an offshore. Oh, I might need an offshore pump because offshore pumps are rather slow. You know what? I'm just going to put stuff in, and then I'm going to get everything theoretically piped together and working, and then after that, I shall worry about actually making sure there's enough for it to work constantly and solidly and produce the rate of things that I need it to. Because one step at a time, to be honest, because otherwise I'm going to lose my sanity. Magentide is still blocking that area. Oh, of course, it's because we decided that they don't move around when you're not standing near them. So that's sort of understandable. Right, there we go. So now we have a crazy long pipe that has almost no water in it because these things are incredibly slow. They pull out 5 water per second. Can I put in another offshore pump? Is that going to be a thing I can do? Not without more iron. Any old iron? Oh, this is any old iron. All right, let's put in some more offshore pumps because this is a bit crazy at the moment. There we go. Put those there like that. Then I can run a pipe like this. There we go. Now we have 4 times as much water one. So this pipe might actually fill up someday. Good. So I was going to say I need a couple of tanks. Oh, I can make 1 tank now, and then I've run out of iron plate. There's more down. There's more down there on the bus. That's fine. Head back down again. Oh, a hydrate. Okay. Good call. I needed that. Stretch. I'm not quite so desperate for that, but still a good idea. Flare stacking condensed green would just paint the world. Yes, it probably would. Yeah, the chat overlay is broken due to the OBS thing. That's not why I've been missing out on chat. That's just because I've been trying to get my head around what's going on here. But you guys don't get to see the chat overlay because OBS broke. I will have it fixed for the next stream. Do I have the stuff to make a boiler? I do. Okay, sweet. Let's do that then. Okay, there's no power down here, but that's fine. We'll worry about that later. So we've got the sulfuric acid coming in, except I've overextended the pipe. Luckily, I got some more thingamawhatsits. Okay, it's complaining here. Does that mean if I take that one out, it's all fine? It does. Good. So I'll whack a pump up. Whack my last pump in here. I'm gonna have to go get some more of these, aren't I? And then give it some powering. Like so. There we go. Push the sulfuric acid through. Probably going to have the same problem with the green pipe, I imagine, because it goes about as far. But we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. Hasn't started complaining yet, so maybe we're all right. Okay, so yes, sulfuric acid is coming in. That's working. We've got that. Water, it would be coming in if we had power. So we've got that. Coal will be coming in. Coal and belt and other solids will be coming in once I link all these belts up. That's a sort of a future thing. So on this, so that one is dealt with. That one is dealt with. That one is dealt with. This one is needed locally for the blue circuits, as is this one. That one I need to just immediately start turning into goopy stuff, so we can do that. That one's dealt with. That one I need to send away to turn into plastic, which is going to be a bit more of a drama. Player needs to go to bed. Yeah, the engineer actually gets tired. That would be different, certainly. Right, so I can bring the forbidden grape. That is forbidden grape juice, isn't it? Let's just make sure before I pipe it in. Yes, it is forbidden grape juice. So that needs to go all the way up and go into this pipe here. We've got enough Sprite. So this is flowing as constantly as it ever will. Oh, actually, no, it's stoppy-starty because we're short of copper because that's on my to-do list to deal with later. Fine. So yeah, I need to pipe that all the way up there, and then I need to try and squeeze in some kind of prioritization system, which is going to be very, very difficult. No, don't do that. Control V, not just V. So that goes there. And there. And this is my column. I'll go here anyway, that's fine. Get rid of those ones. Right, and this, we run this all the way up to the current soda processing, the old soda processing area. Now, it's quite possible that at this point, I should be thinking about replacing the area up there, and in fact, all of the plastic production, and just going straight, and just doing redoing everything down in the far deep south. Oh, there's a water pipe in the way there. This is not going to work. Could go there, and then there, and then there. And then there. This is so horrible. I don't like it. It makes me sad. I don't know what's going along. I should bring this through here, which is also awful. Interrupt the copper a little bit more, because why not? Can't get any worse. Goes there. And then I can put that there. That's linked them together, which is great. However, there's no prioritization. However, if I get some more of this and probably some of this, then I can just link up the machines to the tank and tell the machines to only run if there's a certain amount. So that's actually fine. So I'll need a couple of these. I think that's the idea, Inks. Yes, they are intended to be that sort of soda machine. So I've put that in there. That's not going to. Yeah, that's not linking to anything it shouldn't. And then I can go. Oh yes, red cable puts down green cable, and green cable puts down red cable. I remember. Not that it actually matters. The cables are functionally identical. The only time it matters is if you're trying to match up with something you've already placed. Right. So I want you to enable when forbidden grape juice is less than 15,000. Just do the same on all of these. Thank goodness for 2.0 allowing you to turn machines on and off. So over here we've dumped a load into here, that's fine, and these will now run until this tank is 60% full, and that will mean there's always going to be plenty of room for us to dump the rest of the grape juice into it. I am honestly quite surprised that this pipe isn't too long, but apparently it's all right. Oh, I guess the sulfuric acid one comes from all the way across over here where all of that stuff is done. So that's why that was the one that failed. And the green one is only 240. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, having you get into a bed, like it could be like Minecraft, where you have to go to a bed every so often in order to make it become day again. And if you don't, then I don't know, maybe it just gets darker and darker, and you have to find some way of actually forcing the player to go to bed. But I have no doubt that it could be done. There we go. Right, boom, the lights are on. Okay, so I've dealt with that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, not that one. Lights are on. Soda is not actually happening yet because we need to bring in a load of inputs. I'm not going to bring those in yet. I'll do the solids last because they're easy. Okay, so let's now have a look at the next step. So we need to what was the phrase? Depretentiosize the water. Pretentious water separation. There we go. And that also produces water 1. So we're going to again feed that up into this tank. That's fine. We can ditch it in there. What's that done in? That is done in a soda machine. Okay, that's a bit greedy, but sure, fine. We'll work with that. So we'll put you down in there, and we'll tell you to do the pretentious water separation, just to find out where all of your connections are. In the most unhelpful places possible, because of course they are. Okay, so we'll move that to over here. How come that's not tried to link those two? I don't understand. Maybe because they're both outputs, but that's all right, because now we're feeding the LaCroix straight in there. And then the water can come out of here, go across there. Right, that's easy. Now we just need the fizz to come out. The fizz is coming out here, so that's fairly straightforward. And then we do this one. Wait, what? Okay. So we can make more processing units. That's interesting. Or we could just ditch the fizz, but then we'd have the Fanta to deal with. So I think we fizzify the Fanta and get some processing fluid out. So it's going to be another one of these. You're going to fizzify Fanta like that. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Okay. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. Pipe there and there. That's going to now just pass that around. That should be... It's upset that I've not researching anything, so it doesn't get to steal any of my progress. Sucks to be you. I do think this might be another place to put in a tank and tell this system to stop when it's full of fizz. Enable when fizz? Yes, there we go, fizz. Fizz is another one that's not been sorted properly, mate. Extract. just so you know. Run that until it's basically full. Fine. Okay, so that's that. Oh yeah, I need to get the Fanta over. Is this some kind of Fanta? See. Let's get that to there and then there. That's the Fanta going in there. So we'll try and use all of that up and turn it into more blue circuit stuff. We've got some of that coming off the back there. Right, then I need an unboiler. Is an unboiler a thing I have? No, I have an unsteam engine, but I don't think I've got an unboiler. Can I make an unboiler? Yes, I can. Awesome. We'll do that then. And the unboiler goes... Bugger if I know where. Over here, maybe? Let's put it in here. And we'll do the unboiling of processing units. So then I can feed this to here. And this out this way. When I inevitably need to expand this build, I'm going to sit down and have a little cry. This is going to need fuel as well, isn't it? Yes, it is. And it's going to produce fish. Okay. I'm so tempted to just destroy... Oh, actually, no, we've got normal tier fish being made here by the seahorse machine. So could just feed them in here and join them on with this belt that goes off to the nuclear fish thing. Need to make more nuclear fish because I've got too many seahorses. No, too many seahorses. Okay, so this only needs to be the coal coming around this way. Let's sort that out. Coal to the right. It's down there. So we take the blue circuits out like that. We put the coal in like that. And yeah, power, sure. Power over here as well. I think I've forgotten the tar. But apart from that, I think that's everything. So you know what? For now, let's just stick a stick that on there to dump the tar into for the time being. Plug everything in and see if it works. Because this is it's a horrible, horrible mess. But I think I've got everything I need. So the bottom belt has to have the green circuits and the coal going onto it. That and coal. And the other one is red circuits, and there was something else it needs. I can't remember what it was, but there was something else it needed. Where's the coal? There's the coal. So we've got 703 belts left. That's probably going to be enough. Run this down here. Despite all my careful bussing, I have to break all of the rules for the pipes, which is a show, dear. I think a red underground is going to be able to get past that, because I'm not going to nuke that. That'd be far too upsetting. There's too much stuff built around here. Right, this is the coal. So that comes in here. I have absolutely no idea how my bus is structured at this point, so I'm going to do it like this. Okay, that's nice and easy. Lined up surprisingly well. And then the red circuits are one of the lower priority things, so it just comes straight through here like this. And then somehow we have to get them to over there. Okay, well maybe we're going to be bringing them through here then. Like this. And mixing them over here and then running the belt down. What's the other thing I need? There's another. Seahorses. Of course. Anything that requires red circuits is probably going to require seahorses as well. Is that the way it goes? I don't know. Put you there. Run that down. That. There we go. And then that. 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 And that comes in there instead, and we don't need this bit. Right. I think that's everything. Let us pull the lever and see what explodes. Right. Need more nuclear fishes because too many seahorses. Absolutely. Games are silly. But that's why we enjoy them so much. Right, okay, there's some steam being made. Oh no, it's going to need to dump fish too. But you know what? Let's let the system run and see what happens. So this is solid steam coming out. Solid steam and grape fish coming out here. Okay. That's expected. Fish. Blue circuit! Yeah! It works! Woohoo! It's happening. It's functional. It hasn't exploded in my face. Now, I don't know if the Fanta and pretentious water balance here is going to be correct for this to just work, or if I'm going to need some sort of Fanta sink. I know there's a fizz sink if I need that, so I'm guessing that over time you'll get more. Yeah, yes, over time you seem to get more fizz than you do than Fanta, proportionally for what you need. So at some point I'm going to need to put in a fizz sink, but we've got that for now to store it. You'd need some sort of clue if you wanted the game to respond to commands there, because people aren't. Otherwise, you're not going to find the most important words a man can say, as it were. People aren't going to guess them. Okay, why is it ground to a halt? What have we got? I've got too much processing fluid. Processing unit. Oh, damn it! I've linked these together. That shouldn't have that in there. There we go. The tar needs to be feathered. let's just take it away for the time being down here, and then we'll turn it into more thingamawhatsits. In fact, put you probably there, and have you do the this one. Yes, you can just do that, and it'll all, everything will be fine. And then we'll have that unload into a box, just because that way, I mean, this way we have hundreds of thousands of tar can be disposed of into this one box here, and actually make genuinely useful things. Right. Okay. Good. I think this is nominally working. We have some blue circuits coming out, and it is absolutely horrendous and hideous, and I'm going to run away from it. Do I have any coal? Yes. Do I have any? I was going to try and remember to use solid fuel next time I use the car, but because I've nominally got some, but I haven't got any in my inventory. Right, let's head off to the north and find out what's going on in the uranium world and why we're not getting fish through quickly enough. Why we're not using the fish up quickly enough. Can I get through here without driving into anything? No. Is it possible to get through here without driving into anything? Probably. Well, you'd have to be kind of lucky because of the belts. There we go. I've got through with driving into some things. Right, off we go. Look at this belt of fish. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I see. We have made sufficient fish. Slightly dubious pun, unintentional. So I guess we'll do that and then this, because we need the nuclear fish for reasons. I think it's another one of the fish upgrades. Let me check. Unfortunately, the the Factoriopedia is locked, so I can't go, what else is nuclear fish used for? But I think it's one of these things. There's a grape flavoured fish. So it's a really advanced one. There's a nuclear fish there, which is quite advanced, but we do have a lot of fish to dispose of, so yeah. I had a feeling there was something else that needed nuclear fish, and I think it might have been that fish upgrade, but I'm not sure. So we're definitely doing the rail one. I think we're doing the water 2 one. We're not doing the grape flavoured fish one yet, and we're certainly not. So we're obviously not doing the explosives one. Okay. Well, in order to keep the fish being consumed, nom nom nom, because we could do with using up all these fish, I will put in a belt to infinity, and just a belt to nowhere. It'll just stock up on these with all these nuclear fish until we work out what we need them for. Bonk. 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 Come on. There we go. Right. Go through there? Yeah. Okay, so that is... I mean, it takes thousands of fish, I think, to make a nuclear fish. So that is going to put at least a suitable drain on the system and make things vaguely functional and basically take all those fish away. Next thing to do is add to the fish, because we've got 2 types of fish coming out from down here. We've got the normal fish and we've got the grape flavoured fish. And I'm just going to take both of those away, but I'll put them on opposite sides of the belt for reasons of sanity and tidily. So I want one of these there, and we'll take the fish out to the right, and we'll take the grape flavoured fish out to the left. Then we do that and that and that, and then I go, okay, we'll take some of that as well, and lots of that. Just make sure there aren't any of the wrong things held in there. Okay, and then this comes over to about here, and then we work out where fish go. So fish, we've got fish being transported around on this belt a bit. So there is a column here that's being used for fishy things already. I don't see a reason not to bring stuff up here. So where are my most advanced fish at the moment? You're making fish 6, which are going on to into this box and onto this belt. This belt takes the fish 6 away down here, where they're upgraded into fish 8. Oh, so fish 6 to 7, fish 8, fish 7 go in. Fish 7 go in here, fish 8 come out. Right, I think. Oh no, we're doing a double upgrade here. So yeah, 6 come in, turn into 7s there, and turn to 8s there. So we've got 8s in here. That means to make the fish 9, we need the grape flavoured fish. So I'll drop off the grape flavoured fish from the belt as it comes past here. Fine. That makes sense. As much sense as anything around this game makes. Right, here's the belt I want to use, or the slot I want to use on the belt. So bring this one down here. There's my upgrading area. So I'm going to have to get some of the fish out here. I guess what I'll do is I'll put in a splitter there, and we'll take out the grape fish at this point. Grape. They can come round to here. Nope. To here. No, this needs to be a bit further north than that. Get rid of all that. All that goes away. Right, try again. It really needs to come out here. Actually, here could work. Yes, splitter goes in here. We take out the grape flavoured fish, like so. Bring it all the way over here, loop round, and then we go underground. Yeah, bring them through here. That works quite nicely. And then we can have another machine in here doing the grapefruit. So what do we make fish Tumty Tumty in? Fish 8, fish 9 is made in any sort of assembler. It takes 1 second to do it. So I could just drop in one of these guys here. Fish in, fish out. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And why have you not? Oh, you have got underground. Then this just carries on down and down and down and down under all of that nonsense. So somewhere down here, yes, that's where I'm trying to lay an underground belt to. Phew. That comes through to there. Then I just run up along here, placing all of this. We do still need to find something to do with the solid steam. Now, maybe the obvious thing to do with it is just straight up make it into electricity. I think that might be the easiest way to use it up. And it feels useful as well. Can we place all this stuff first, please? You know, do the stuff I'm standing right next to, rather than the stuff that's halfway across the map. Let's put that there. Fine, I've run out of boxes. Make one of those. There we go. And you are going to make fish Tumty Tumty Tumty. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Fish 9. Fish 10 requires explosives. We'll worry about that later. But for now, this is a good start. You have anything on there? Yeah, go. Then, okay, we've got some normal fish on the belt here, so we'll need to continue this. I'll build this. Oh, there we go. To here. And then, right, okay, so we've got the high-level professional expert fish coming in here. So what if I put in a splitter here? You stay away from me, Forsaken 75. And tell this one to take the raw fish to the left. There we go. So the other fish will still flow straight through. That can go underneath there. And then it can join on to here somehow. Probably with a splitter, actually, just to make sure that it does get some fish in there. And then we'll do one on each side, like opposite sides of the belt like that, just so it can't jam up, even if this does block up again. Right, there we go. I think that's those byproducts disposed of. And actually efficiently disposed of, in that we're using them to then make other stuff, like better fish, and nuclear fish, and such likes. So down here, how are we doing with these? Have I sacrificed fish 8s yet? Yes. How many fish 9s have I got? 26. That's not bad actually. That's quite a lot for. I've got more. They appeared more quickly than I was expecting. So let's go down here and open things up a little bit more to make some more grape flavoured fish. So at the moment, the limiting factor actually at the moment is we've got all these blue circuits and all this solid steam. So I was saying let's turn the solid steam into power, and conveniently I've got this solid steam engine here. So if we put you in, I want to put you in here. Is one going to be enough? We shall find out. Give him a pylon and an inserter. He can go nuts. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Let's get all the machines down in place, start them working, and see how things go. See what we have problems with, and then worry about those later, or worry about them when they become a problem. The blue circuits are going to need a row on the bus. Where is my next? I think my next row on the bus is actually between these two pipes because I ran out of sanity with this bit, or at least I. Is this? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 2. What? I've broken the bus. Damn it! I try not to do that, but I've got that wrong. So that, but we'll put that there. Honestly, any time the pipes are involved, the rules go out of the window because they're just too difficult. Right. So there we go. We are now producing blue circuits. I'd be interested to know what you're overloading on the outputs. There's a certain amount of pretentious water stockpiling. The steam isn't coming in quickly enough. But otherwise, I mean, it's working. No, the solid steam is backing up. We're not getting rid of that quickly enough. I need more power, more of these. But that's okay. That was just a sort of a, can I just shove one of these in here to get it working? Factorio, you can respond to chat. Most something may or may not happen if you type a message containing my name in chat. Okay, let's type a message containing your name. Nothing visibly happened. I haven't been smote from above. So yeah, we shall see. Fine line between fun trolling and annoying and not fun. Yeah, and I think, given that we know that this is fun mode, this is going to be a bit silly. It's going to be ridiculous. It has been fun. I've enjoyed it so far. So that's, yeah. It's no complaints from me. I feel when I look at something like this and go, what? I'm not. Well, I'm complaining about it because I'm grumpy, but I'm not complaining about it in a bad way. I'm just sort of exclaiming that it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the problem with having to type specific things in Boardies is you need something to tell you what the specific thing is you need to type in. You can't just go guessing strings until it works. Until you type "let there be light" and have it turn on. The nuclear fish is just for power and sacrifice. Okay, great, thank you. That's good. So my slight worry is that I'll have too many fish, even if I turn them on to nuclear fish. But nuclear fish require so many fish. There you go. You see, we've drained all the ones that were on this belt, and we've got that many of them. So I don't see this as being a serious problem for the time being. Of course, I'm not upgrading any of these fish. These are all just being sent off to be turned into nuclear fish. But I am going to need the nuclear fish for future upgrading. And I'm getting up to... Eventually I'll have... No, not here. Where is it? Eventually I'll have enough in here to do that upgrade. In here we've got 560, so that's going to be another 250 and a bit going into here. So we're going to have more than 200 left of the... What are you? You're fish 9. So we're going to manage... There's enough here to do the fish 10 sacrifice. The fish 10 sacrifice. So there's fish 11 and fish 12, so I'm going to need another... I don't even know. I'm not even going to... quite a lot more fish. What does that take? A white slurpy juice and the nuclear fish. Okay. So, yeah, these are going to be phenomenally expensive. So let's start trying to make all the nuclear fish now. Why not? We've still got... No, actually, I suppose, given that I'm moving off now to electric smelters here, I don't have anything like as many fish being made as I did before. There's far fewer coming out of these machines because there isn't enough ore to keep them running flat out the way they were before. The power production things up here, not quite as fast. So I might actually need to start turning some of these seahorses into fish to be sent off to be upgraded in other ways. Oh, and I've got enough red circuits now. Oh, because I'm not doing science. So I might need to turn, if I do actually want to maximize, to sacrifice or do all the fish sacrifices, which I mean I do because it's there, it's a challenge. I might have to pipe some of these off over to here for these upgrades to run on them. So that's... Yeah, that's going to be a whole new thing. I mean, maybe I'll run a belt from here straight across the top here, north of the lake, then down this side and loop it in the back over here, just to because it seems like the easiest way to get them over there, to be honest. Or, well, there's a few fish coming up this way. I suppose I could. Yeah, I could add them onto the bus, onto the fish bus. I don't know. There are certainly possibilities. Oh, the green disposal is working nicely. That's good to see. Oh, and I need to put pump. That's the science production. However, is broken because I didn't put the pipe in. Didn't power the pump. The pump is there though, which is interesting. Is there a tank up there? That was. Oh, is the tank was the other thing that I wasn't sure I was going to have. Let's go up and check that. Bonk. Can we sneak through here? It's really hard to sneak through between pipes when there's a belt pushing you in an arbitrary direction. I'm also in the wrong place. Reasonable turning circle on the car, not too bad. Right, so we need... yes, oh yes, I did put a tank in. So we need a pump up here. So that'll fill this up to 20,000, whatever it was I said, 10,000. But there'll always be room to dump some of the distilled green from the Fanta processing. Good. Even the copper has caught up now because I've stopped doing science. So the reason I was making these... That's the wrong button. The reason I was making these blue circuits was to start making yellow science, wasn't it? So down here we have yellow science, which is 50 processing units, 25 flying robot frames, and 1 low density structure. Low density structure. Honestly, I should make the flying robot frames and stop messing around not having bots and then just cover the base in roboports, because that's how you're supposed to play Factorio, and it would make quite a lot of things easier. So let's do that. I do wonder how much space I should leave down here for future Fanta seas of Fanta. Because there's no way that this is going to be enough blue circuits. We're making production graph. We're making 6 per minute. Okay, that's better than I expected. 6 processing units per minute, and it is slightly, and it is 2, so that means 8 yellow Slurpee juice per minute, as long as I'm just using them for that. 808 per minute. That's not great. So that means that's 1 every few seconds, and I'm trying to make science at about half a science per second. So I need the 20. So I need 4 times. I need 4 times this basically. However, do you take modules? You do. I could chuck some speed modules in here. Oh, I need to do something with the solid steam. Okay, let's do that first, because this ain't working. So I'll put in some solid steam engines. Let's put that a little bit lower down so I can put them in sideways on. Ha! Can't fool me like that. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Alright, there we go. And then bing, 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 bing. Why didn't I put the belt across the top? I have no idea why I didn't put the belt across the top. That would have been sensible. Never mind. Damn pylons. Brr, rage. I do still have some bots. So yeah, I think I've not made bots and all the full sort of Roboport coverage and all that sort of stuff because it hasn't been that vital because I've had early game bots and therefore proper bots have been. I've been able to cope and without losing the plot. But yes, it is definitely time to start doing. Let's look into robots now. So logistics stuff. Making a construction bot is okay. Oh, and I need to make the flat-headed box gizmos apparently, which I only did fairly recently. Although maybe I'd have prioritized it. Oh, and then we can also breed them as well. So we put one of each in there, and we get 1 to 2 of each out. Okay, so we'll do. Are these normal construction bots that I've got? Yes, apparently they are. Okay, so I just need to make some logistics bots, which are the cheaper ones, and I can start breeding them. I didn't actually need the flat-headed box gizmo. Yes, I did. They're the more expensive one. Okay, so I need to make some logistics bots, then I start breeding them. Fine. The Roboport is honestly just. I'm not gonna say normal stuff, but it's at this stage of the game that kind of feels normal. Right. So here is an area that has a lot of the sort of things that I'm talking about needing. We've got the for Roboport specifically. Roboport requires seahorses, check. Red circuits, check. Gears, check. Flat-headed box gizmos, check. Grill, check. Awesome. Right, okay, this is going to be where we make our Roboports. So we need that, we need that. We need... Oh wait, it comes out over there. Fine. That. Don't need that. Need that, and that. You can make me Roboports. You can have some power, I suppose. No, you can't because I ran out of that. Twitch, twitch, twitch. This is where robots would be very, very useful. Oh, I know. Especially as I've forgotten where I'm making pylons. It's at the bottom somewhere, I think. There they are. Yoink. 147, I guess, a reasonable number. Right. Yeah, it's nice to have things that are vaguely functional. That is a good starting point. After that, we will see how it goes. I'm not sure I really want to have fish in my drinks, but I suppose it's better than them not being fresh. Maybe you're right. Getting adverts for Fanta, lovely. Yes, let's see how things go. It's code for it's code for a couple of things. It's code for have I messed up this construction, and it's code for am I going to get thoroughly trolled by the game. So yeah, it's a little from column A, a little from column B. Are there any mistakes in here, and if so, are they mine? Flying robot frames. How do we make flying? Oh yeah, we need to make flying robot frames. So yeah. Oh, what about making logistics chests? Red chests are seahorses, real chests, electron circuits. Okay. Be nice if this cliff wasn't here, but I can't remove it without destroying half my factory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Might just be able to punch straight through it or pass under it. Like that. And that. And that. Is that reaching? It is. Sweet. There we go. That wasn't so bad. So, over here, we're going to put in an assembly machine that's going to take in grill and produce grill chests. And then we're going to turn those into... Oh, we don't have green circuits. Damn it. Grill chest. Onto a belt. Make logistics chests like that one. Got everything except the green circuits. Green circuits are just over here. Okay, well we can get them onto the other side of the grill of the chest box belt. Fine, that's doable. So over here, put in another splitter like that. Belt comes out here. Whoop, over this way. At some point, we're going to need to get it onto the onto the other side, onto just one side of it. So we'll do that. That comes in here, and then we feed this along here. So we need to be doing that and that and that and that should have a limit on it. I've just realised I've not limited it. There we go. That should also have a limit on it. Same reason. And this should all needs power. Power goes there. Power goes there. And then we'll make some yellow ones. We'll make a yellow chest as well because why not? They're always useful too. And one of those. Put that one there. I can whack a pile in there for both of them. Not that it helps actually. It would just as illogical anyway. Right. Anyway, yes, that goes there. That goes there. That goes under there. And I've run out of undergrounds, but it doesn't actually matter in this particular instance. We've got enough to build everything we need here. Okay. Oh. That goes there. Okay, maybe we... No, not that one. Not that one either. Yes, that one. Well done. Third time lucky. Okay, so now we take the red chests from here and we go, actually, all iron chests in the factory need to be in fact all chests in the factory need to be upgraded to red chests, and I need to put down some yellow chests somewhere now, and then I can start putting in my construction box. So I'm going to put my yellow dump area in here for now because I don't know where else to put it. That seems fine. Give me all of those. 7 roboports, nice. You normally when you start building roboports, it's astonishingly difficult to get enough of them to get you started and get you going. But because I have a decent size spec factory at this point, it's actually going to be relatively straightforward. I can produce roboports at a sensible rate. That's going to be really, really nice. I'll put that there, and then I can sort of start using my large pylons like this. Just power them. That shouldn't go there. That should go there. There we go. And then you go in up here. I need more underground belts for this. Yes, I finished the processing unit. Oh, let's catch up a little bit. Unless the old man, please. I am not that old. Such rudeness. Don't know why I put up with you, you whippersnappers. More of them. More of them. In fact, you know what? While I'm here, let's do this manually. I've got 15 of these things. Boink, 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 boink. There we go. And then you'll need a some roboports for that to make that work. I can't just slap them along all the way along the bus. Unfortunately, they don't reach out far enough to pick up things from up there. So they're going to need to be in these sort of areas. So I'll put one in. I guess put one in here, so it's going to get all of this useful stuff in here. Actually, you could just have your own one right in there, couldn't you? Because the lamps are useless. So put it in there. I'll run a spine of roboports up the bus and then put them off to the side where they're actually needed. So you would go there. And you'll get one of these. It's not going to connect to anything because it's out in the middle of nowhere. I should probably do a spine of power as well. So let's put one of these in here. And then I'll go and... Why are you in the wrong... Oh, you're not in the wrong place. It's because you've got going over to that one. Right, I see. Do bots make better bots than the engineer? Well, the bots are certainly better at using repair packs than I am. If I try and use a repair pack, it damages it. But if the bots use the repair pack, it actually fixes it up. So, yeah. I wonder how many pipes I've got. That's a good point. I probably haven't limited the chest. That'll be where all my iron's gone. Oh, well. Never mind. Let's have a look. There is the pipe chest. Probably full. Yeah, I think it's full. The machine has stopped running. I don't feel too bad about that because pipes are kind of useful. No, I did limit the chest. It's all right. Still don't feel too bad about it. Where am I making large pylons, or have I just been using the ones that I made earlier by hand when I didn't have any alternative to large pylons? I think I might have just been using the ones I was making by hand. Okay, how do you make large pylons? Because I actually need them now. I've used them all up. Iron sticks and copper cables. Is any of that a thing anyway? Oh, iron sticks and copper cables. Yes, down here. So we're using those. Right, we're using those to make medium pylons. Let's also use them to make large pylons. Remove those for being oversized and useless. And then power this around. Why are you... Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, medium ones take grill. Fine. Right, except you need to be a red chest because we're going to be wanting a lot of you later. And you. Right, and now back to the old drawing board. No, back to the... Are you needed? No. You needed? No. Right, back to the old placing of roboports. So we're going to need one in here somewhere. Like that. But at the moment, they're all very disjointed, and I can't remember where I was putting them along the... for my sort of spine running up the bus. So I'll carry on putting them in along here. How far can you go? That far? Okay. And I've got another 2 pylons, which will allow me to do this one. So that's a start. And, actually, that is plugged into somewhere, but let's keep it going down here, like that, nicely. And at some point in the not-too-distant future, I'll be able to start putting my roboports into... I'll be able to start I can put my bots into the roboports and have them do useful things like that, and have them start building things for me, because that's sort of the goal in the reasonable term. Oh, and I didn't limit that chest, so we're going to make an awful lot of large pylons, and at least they're cheap, but still, yeah, 2 stacks is probably sufficient. You are already limited. Yes, you are, because you were limited from before. Good. So take that stack. And then pylon goes in along here. Make sure it's on the join row in the middle of the bus, so so it doesn't break anything else. Put another one in here, so it's got power. There we go. That's another roboport. And now if I come along, oh, that has actually linked. I was linked up to the belt one, so that's good. That brings it over here. Oh, I've run out of... Damn, I've run out of roboports. So the question is, if I put my construction bots in a roboport now, have I got to the point where they'll actually start doing useful things? Let's find out. I've got a roboport over here. Let's put half of my construction bots into it, because I would like to hang on to a few of them for breeding, if nothing else. So you can have 5 of my robots. And now, what I want to do is I want to do an upgrade planner across the entire factory, basically turning all chests, all wooden and... Come on, Laurence, play the game properly. Right, turning wooden and iron chests into, and probably steel chests as well, actually, into red chests. because that means we can then pull anything that's being made can be pulled out of the by the logistics system, and that's going to be really, really handy and very, very useful. How many are we going to get? 48. Okay. No, sorry, 54. Cool. So we'll set that going, and there we go. We've got notes showing where they all are. Those robots will hopefully have... No, they've not left. Why have they not left? Are my robot ports not joined up? They are joined up. Ah, not down here. That one's not... That pylon... Ah! Typical. Oh, well. Still, making progress. Making progress. It's just minor hiccups in the progress. What are you building? Oh, okay, you're upgrading some of the chests. Fine. We should do that one. There we go. Power that up. Then we should see the bots popping out of the warehouse, the roboport up here. Yes, there we go. They've gone now. They're all going off to do things. So they're coming up here to... Okay, he's gone to get some underground belts. There must be some... Oh yeah, down here I ran out of underground belts. He's gone off to build those. That's fair enough. That's a thing that needs to be done. But this is all going to be very, very slow until I can get some robots actually up and working. So I do have now building going on around the factory. Not around very much of it, actually. I suppose I should carry on with operation, put down some roboports. I don't know where this one goes to. There's a mod for this, but I don't have it because I'm not playing with any mods other than fun mode. So it was the side of that. It was there. That's where the next one has to be. And that means I want to put in a pylon there. And we'll have one halfway in between these two. Even though there's enough large pylons around here that that's not really needed, but it feels like a nice idea anyway. Your robo area coverage goes to next to that one. So we have another roboport here. You also get a pylon, because of course you do. Boink. And we'll put one halfway in between, like that. And I'm going to need one up here as well. So where does your coverage extends to vertically to there. So if I put one in here, then it will get all of these things that I'm going to need. Yes, it will. And it may or may not be powered. It's not going to be powered, I don't think. So I'll put one of those in there as well. Okay, so that's everything. The stuff further out this way, it'd be nice to have robo coverage over it for construction reasons, but it's not quite as important. So now I also want to extend this downwards as well. So put one in there. Like that. And then that extends to, there's a gap of one above the pipes that goes there. And again, put that in there and there. Right, okay, so that's now, there's a spine of roboports all the way down the factory, but there's going to be a few places where we're making miscellaneous bits and pieces that need to be, yeah, like up here, those all need to be covered by a roboport as well, so we can use them to build stuff. That is important. So I'll put one of these in here, and then I guess we'll power it like this. And now we just wander off and let the bots do their best to get this all built up, and we should see it'll all come together. At the moment we've got, yeah, okay, there's 29 entities and missing construction robots, fine, but it'll happen gradually. The iron mine, so yes, this iron mine is extremely sad. It is doing very, very badly. Actually, that said, well, it's the greel is a bit of a problem, actually. I should probably start making that. That said, there is secondary iron mine down here that is looking quite happy and is producing a solid red belt of iron. I do need to put in another one of these in order to turn this belt into greel, and I should start doing that. Oh. So if I start making greel in these, assuming they can, which I imagine they probably can. Let's check before I assume. Where is? Oh, it's in green. Greel. There we go. Yes, it can be made in an electric furnace. However, it's going to take forever to do it. I might need to carry on using the greel furnaces for that, because these furnaces have a speed of 2. These furnaces have a speed of 48. So I could put down a block like this, feed iron into it, and then I would get the same amount of grill out in the long run, but the latency would be horrendous. I'd have to feed in the 5,000 iron, or what I think it is, 5,000 iron plates in there. Then I'd have to wait, please hold, then I would have to wait 8,000 seconds because the electric furnaces have a crafting speed of 2, and that's a very long time. So I think we're going to stick with using the grill furnace stack. Or maybe what I should do is have both. So have the old-fashioned furnace stacks in there to get it going, to keep it running while I'm waiting, but then have another stack of these furnaces just for the long term. That might work quite well. So we'd have this over here, like that, and then it would feed out to one of these. We'll need coal over here as well, which is going to be fun. And then also feed out to one of these, probably as a lower priority. And then when we finally get the and then this will fill up and start working, and then we'll start filling these up, and then these can sort of kind of take. Then once these actually start producing the grill, we won't need these ones anymore. So maybe that's a good idea. So I'll put in some inserters like that and that. I don't think I actually need this many. I should be upgrading to stack inserters for this. Sort of bulk insert. No, they are called stack inserters because I'm playing. I'm playing, not playing Space Age. All right, so we need one of these here. These go into the bottom of here like this. Then this red belt comes up from here and goes in there. This belt comes up here like that, and then goes into that one by priority. Have priority to the left, so because this is going to run faster. I'm going to need to bring some coal in as well. Maybe we can do that on the other side. That's only stone. Getting coal into that is going to be fun, but okay. Then we'll run this up to here. These belts are pointing in the wrong directions. That's easily fixable. Pop that out there. That out there. Out there. There we go. And then put a splitter on the top of that. I don't know which of those I should. I don't know which of these I should prioritise. We are going to need to split the fish out of this actually, so we'll put in a filter there, and we'll take out fish to the right because as you do. Yeah, I think that should kick it in nicely. I still need to get the coal to this thing though, so we'll bring in a yellow belt of coal. Should be more than sufficient, like that. And there's a coal mine just up here, so I guess we put in a splitter on this. Run that all the way down here. And in there. And then we have some more of these, like that. 2 is probably sufficient. Fine. Then up here, we'll do that as well. Put one of them in the middle of that. Let's go, that's all powered. Right, I think that's good. Let's get the car and go down and fit some of that. Where's it? Dude, where's my car? There's my car. Yeah, that one I built up at the start of today's stream, so it hasn't been around for all that long. but yeah, it's doing a lot of good, a lot of good work. Right, I'm going to start at the top here because I don't want to cut the coal supply off. Not that it seems to have noticed. Apparently the amount of coal needed is not particularly drastic. Okay, so that's now actually... I don't know. I have too many priorities. I feel like now I should go off and... I feel like I should get the robots working. Because then I could do things like getting all of this built automatically. Because I'll have more robots. So, yeah, let's abandon that for now. Because I am a little short of Greel, but only a little short. So if I go back over here and get myself a construction... Start making flying robot frames. That'll be good for the next science pack. And also it'll allow me to start making logistics bots. Right, flying robot frames. Were they fairly easy? I don't remember. They're a production intermediate thing. Batteries, electric engine units, Greel, and electronic circuits. Have we made any electric engine units yet? I don't think I have. No, I haven't. Okay. Well, we better have a look at that recipe just in case it makes me cry. Electric engine units, that one, is a chemical engine, solid lubricant. Really? And an electronic circuit. Okay. Solid lubricant is lubricant, and lubricant is green. Probably. Yes, there it is. It's Coca-Cola, made in a greenhouse. Coca-Cola is made from tar. Okay, well I've got some tar down here, so I could start producing, turning the tar into Coke instead. Let's do that. So I want one of these guys down here doing tar into Coke. Then I want a greenhouse. Green. I learn eventually, gradually. Doing lube. How do we solidify the lube? In an unboiler, of course we do. Should have known. That's nice, that lines up perfectly there. And then we'll just bring this pipe onwards and downwards like this. And plug it in there. And then yes, we power this. Power this. Power this. I'm going to need coal down here for the unboiler, and that's going to produce fish. Great. Okay. We've made enough blue circuits to stop this system running, though, which means I'm not going to get any tar through, so that's a problem. So let's come over here. Extend that bit. There we go. And also, I want to run a cable from the output of this to this machine and tell that to only enable when there is a decent amount of solid lube on the belt. That one. Solid lube. It will enable when solid lube is greater than, I'm going to say 10 for now. And I'm going just because that's a number, and I'm going to set that to read all. And we'll adjust that number later. If I'm really lucky, these buildings will just get built by the bots. I'm not going to hold my breath because I'm not sure I've got that sort of level of everything yet, but you never know. This has stopped. Why have you stopped? Why have you stopped? You've got... Oh, you've not got enough steam. Why have you not got enough steam? Why are you broken? Oh, you're full of fish. Okay, we did know that was going to happen, to be fair. I just forgot to deal with it. So we'll get the fish out here. We need to set the filter on that, or we'll just get a load of coal out instead. Fine. Fish comes out there. Fish goes down. Yeah. guess the fish can go to down here. And it'll probably be okay. What if I get the fish onto the other side of the belt somehow? Like that. There we go. Now the fish can all disappear. I'm still glorious on blue circuits, which is rather nice. So that's great. We can dispose of the fish now. That can start running. Down here we can get some tar in here, and we need 100 tar to make 50 coke. Fine. And that'll flow through to down here. We'll get some solid lube coming out of the bottom here, and we can then probably turn that into flying robot frames, I guess. No, that was electric engines. This isn't going to be producing enough lube, I don't think, unless there's a massive multiplier through here somewhere, which there might be, to be fair. We're going to struggle to make enough electric engines. But in the meantime, I guess I can, because I suppose there is also some solid lube being made. No, there's some tar being made up here. We've made, but there's not very much tar being made up here. We're not getting through a huge amount of these science packs. I wonder if there are other ways to make tar, or to make. Oh, are there other ways to make coke? Maybe that's another thing I could check. Except I can't because I'm in map mode. We can extract orange juice from Coca-Cola. Oh, wait, there's this one. There we go. The advanced soda processing that produces the grape-flavoured fish, Coca-Cola, greasy orange juice, and Sprite. So that's probably the answer. I need to set up some of that to produce the additional Coke that I need, and then probably turn the orange juice and Sprite into plastic. Turn the orange juice into Sprite to turn it into plastic. So I don't think orange juice is particularly useful. I can make solid fuel from it, sure, but other than that, I don't think there's anything particularly great in there. Right. Oh yeah, right. Like the solid lube and having to make lube into solid lube, and yeah, definitely a thing in there. Sensible, yeah. I have clicked on Roboport. I have looked at Roboport's GUI. I don't remember noticing it being particularly trollful. It says fun in the corner here, but other than that, that looks normal to me. It's got space for bots. It's got space for repair packs. I mean, sorry, complex doohickeys. It's got robot require. That looks normal. I don't know. Don't think there's anything there. That's true. If only there was a 2x2. And yeah, I have only just invented. Where are they? No, they're in here. Substations. Wow, they're okay. They are astonishingly cheap. Let's start using substations everywhere. Okay. That I should have looked at the recipe. I was sticking to my normal Factorio principles of let's just chuck in the normal types of pylons, and then you start to use substations a bit more once I've started making them and got into the habit of them, and so on and so on. But yep, that is far easier. Flyer of solid. Yes, I do mean it's to read all belts, which is what it's doing. It does need an inserter down here as well, though. All right, let's start making these because it's silly not to. Okay, right. Hang on. Okay, so troll one of these is troll one is the cost of them. Troll 2 is the coverage area, which is amazing. Troll 3 is the fact that the cable connection range hasn't actually been increased to match the coverage area. So if you place them down, you're going to have enormous levels of overlap. So that takes us up to 71 trolls there. But yeah, that's going to power this whole area quite nicely. I'm going to leave those pylons in for sort of historical reasons, but mostly because they're carrying a signal. But yes, I guess I can go through and probably replace all of these. In fact, yes, that's a thought. Let's let's start building them because I'm going to want them. And then I can tell all the bots to replace all of the large pylons with those, and then just see how silly things get. So over here, yeah, this is a suitable area. Let's have one of those. Are you too limited? Yes, you are. No, you're not. I don't need that many yellow chests. Nobody needs that many yellow chests. Except perhaps Tristan, who seems to quite like using them. Right, make that. With that. And put it in that. All right, and now I'll make another entry in here that's going to take all. Oh, I can't upgrade large pylons to substations. That's a shame. Oh well. Also need another one of these apparently. I need it. I don't know why I got bothered to get it out of that, but you know, have it. Yeah, so these are silly, but we'll use them. We'll use them going forward. Oh yeah, trains. I haven't got. I was sort of expecting to use trains today with some of my slightly more distant patches, but so far they've been just about within the length of Belt's sanity, something or other, E-ness. So yeah. Okay, it is 1/4 to tomorrow. So I think what I'm going to do is put in a machine here to remind myself that I'm going to start doing advanced soda processing down here somewhere, and then that'll give us more coke that we can go in here to make the lube, and hopefully we'll get these buildings at some point. We should do automatically. And yeah, I'll set that up. That'll hopefully remind me that that's what I want to do in order to get this all up and running. And then that'll hopefully allow me to get robots. And then we shall see. At that point, the sky's the limit, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. I did. Yeah, well, it's because of needs, I suppose. I didn't actually the basic soda processing over here. Well, I suppose I did have to go in and expand it a bit to get enough throughput of everything I needed. So yeah, maybe I should have. And maybe I should do my soda processing up here. There is kind of space, especially if I go into this area up here. I can then carry on with the plastic where it is, although that needs to be improved. Well, it'll need to be improved when I start doing more science. What's this? Oh, Wi-Fi networks. Okay, right, fine, sure. Yeah, so if I do the advanced soda processing up in this area, then I can carry on making plastic around here, leave it on this belt, which means it's going to be everywhere it's needed, like the red circuits here. And then, yeah, I can then run the solid lube down a belt down here, maybe make electric motors up here as well, and then ship a large quantity of those through. That all seems like those all seem like quite good ideas to me. So maybe I'll start from there perhaps and see how things go. We're gonna get that. I don't know why we didn't get the normal pylon over from there, but anyway, we'll see. Maybe the bots are busy. Okay, so I think this is going to be a good place to call the stream. I feel like I've done the very advanced soda processing and made some blue circuit. In fact, I've made enough blue circuits to fill the belt up. So okay, I'm not using them particularly quickly. I'm not using them at all. But I've made a decent quantity of them for now. So I think that's a good place to stop for now. So the channel will carry on doing things. There will be videos coming out tomorrow and Friday. I think that some of them are talking about Pelagos, some of them are talking about other things that have been going on around the factory. Depends whether you're a supporter or not, as usual. So there's plenty going on there. We'll be back on Monday for another Planetary Pioneers stream, where I think we are in with about yay much of maybe calling Pelagos finished for now. No planet is ever finished, but we can call it finished for now. Go off, mess around with some other stuff around the factory, and then perhaps after that we're going to be able to think about heading off to a new planet. So that's going to be very exciting. That's on Monday, and then on Wednesday I will come back and I will continue with advanced soda processing and making bots and seeing how all that sort of stuff goes. So that is also going to be quite exciting, I expect. So, as ever, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. And yeah, also, keep an eye out for the videos. Stick around as well, because I'm going to, if you're on Twitch, stick around because I'm going to go and find someone to raid. But yeah, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time. I'm going to a little bit of chat. Yes, a notepad mod would probably be a good idea. I do have a notepad somewhere nearby, but yeah, I probably should. Anyway, yes, good night everyone. Good night Quago, good night Board Easy, good night Regular, good night Xfret, and yeah, it's been good fun, and yeah, enjoy the Angel Bob stream series and all that sort of stuff. Right, let's go and do some raiding. So, hang on, just before I raid, it's traditional to hit that button there and go over to the end screen, isn't it? And then we can go off and say who's playing Factorio and doesn't have it doesn't look too weird. Like, and speaking English and don't have a cartoon avatar and or furry avatar and all of that sort of stuff. Or maybe I should raid the one that's got the most people watching it. That might be a better idea. Even if they have a cartoon area. Yeah, okay, we'll go for this one and see if they send lots of their viewers back to me. Right, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and we're going off to raid someone who's playing. This looks like fairly Oh, I see. This is an absolute beginner, so it's going to be pretty much the opposite of what I've been playing. Still, I hope you enjoy it anyway. Let's see what they're like.